would hurt his tribe in his community. But he's a national leader, doesn't look in a tribal lens. He looks in see all South Sudanese that they are his own people. Before taking time, let me give Shan Comrade Manor. Truly, Africa, brother, you're back here. Let's control the room. Um, Let me just make a few announcements for those of you who might be followed. Please, if you remove anybody and remove that person, we want anybody to come, whether you disagree with us, we're not going to remove you down. The only thing that would not be allowed, if you try to use the tribal rhetoric and the tribal division and trying to turn it into different, we will remove you away from the room right away. As long as you debate respectfully, then your own opinion is allowed. And thank you, Comrade Manuel. We welcome.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I greet you all, especially those who are in the panels and the people who are listening in this debate. My appreciation also to Comrade Medit, South Sudan Eagle Media, for bringing up this topic this morning. It is very important because the topic has been going on in Clubhouse now for a few days, especially with our partner to the agreements, IO. They capitalize in this speech, and then they something like 20 seconds clip, and then it has been narrative that this statement was being delivered by SPLM SG in Kwajok in the church. And I did actually talk to sub-official within the Waraps and the Wheels, and they denied that no one, even Peter Lam was not even one of his spoke during the church ceremony. He was not even speak, and he was not even part of delegation to Barakazal. And that is the most dangerous disease of conspiracy, assassination, character, divided, inciting violence among the communities. And it is very an effusion, because it came from our partner, the IO, one of the key partner in national unity government. And I did told them 2 days ago that I will not comment deeply to your debate and condemnation, even as far as they weren't asking Peter Lam should resign. I told them I cannot actually come on in the clip that was actually less than 20 seconds. We need the tape. And we're looking for the tape, actually, until I got it last night, the tape, and I listened to it, the full tape, which is 23 minutes. And the event was way back to January, as being stated now. And actually, he was speaking with member of the SPLM. Peter Lam was speaking with member of the SPLM after his return from treatment from Germany, early January this year. And I think the man was making an examples in a way that he wanted to disencourage that when someone is appointed in position in the government, does not necessarily represent the particular ethnic group or representation of tribes. People came to the power through the political party representations, and political party presentations. Political party have their own policy, their own programs, and their programs and policy represent the country, the interests of our nations as a South Sudanese, not as ethnic. That's what the policy and programs of any political party, even the IO, they have the same. They have their own policy that represent the whole country. And it was very sad, actually, from our partners, especially brother, comrade David Biel. Even last night in John Wushang rooms, he was also denying that the clip is different. The clip was different. The clip that was actually spoken in Warabs, in the heart of the Jiang states, majority Jiang states in Warabs, was different from the clip of 23 minutes. But the reality, in this, the good thing in new technology, you can lie, but you cannot go further mile. You can be cut quickly because the technology nowadays is known, or tricks and some game you can play around, but sooner or later the truth will be known. And I compare even the clip that they're saying, the clip that they cut it up and they try to advertise on it in the social media for a couple of days now, is exactly the same clip that actually was cut off from the original clip that have 23 minutes. And then it was put in 22nd minute. This thing is very dangerous for harmony and unity of the people of South Sudan. And people are tired of war. Enough is enough. We are interesting for implementation of the peace agreements, and let the power be given back to the people of South Sudan through the ballot box, and any political party or political system within the country and its body interest. You have to go through the ballot box, and let this time our people choose their leaders in a better honest way, in a better transparent way, in a better respectful way. Second thing, the partners, they have channel. If they have some concern, they have channel to address the issue at the leadership level. That's why we have presidency. That's why we have presidency. But the issue was actually planned well and designed, and was wait until this event of the president visit to Baragazal. Then the clip was released in the way that to take people attention from the president visit to the Baragazal region, and try to inspect in inspecting some roads progress, some highways progress that actually has been launched for part of development projects, and attending the 100 years of Kwajok church anniversary, and the plan was very well designed. And now the truth come out. Even Comrade Peter Lam was not even part of the delegation. Look, the lie how it is a big lie, and let us be remindful that those type of lies and those type of conspiracy, character assassinations for individuals, those are the things that actually narrative that put the genocide and crisis of Rwanda between Tutsi and Hostis. It was based on media propaganda, media lies, and conspiracy, and that's what put our people in Rwanda to kill themselves in hundreds of thousands, and genocide. And I think we need, as a South Sudanese, especially in diaspora, in diaspora, I think we have to be better. Well, we have to be better than this. Majority of us, they went to some of the school in Western Wall, and I think what we learn in the school and what we are trying to practice in the social media does not reflect our educations. Does not reflect at all. And I think the truth came out now, and I don't know how those who has been making propaganda online and social media, I don't know how they're going to feel. I don't know how going to feel. The truth, the truth is clear. You know, the Kalambita, Dr. Francis, what divided Sudanese is what they don't want to talk about it, and that is the truth. Who can deny that the mobilization of 2013 war was not based on ethnic line? It was based on ethnic line. This is very clear. And this is exactly what Comrade Peter want to avoid. He want to emphasize is a statement that was taken out of context, that Jama, let us not use the tribe as a tools. He went as far as giving example in 91 when Riek Machar left, and he was waiting until he returned back and put it back in his positions. Well, there are a lot of leaders, even from our great community in where there's a lot of leaders who can be represented. Why should people wait for him? He give it as example. You know, a part of the policy that is wrong, and we need to stop it. We need to treat people as individual. Dr. Yak Machar as Dr. Yak Machar. Peter Lam as Peter Lam, Salva Kiir as Salva Kiir, you know. And if we can educate ourselves as a South Sudanese, that individual, you know, in a political party, you go to political party as individual. I don't go to the membership. My membership in the SPLM does not represent Yang. It is represent me as Manon. It is me only. And if I commit a crime, commit a mistake, it is also me as individual. When I received a benefit of my position, that's not I don't distribute it to the whole communities. It is me who go to the work every day. You know, it is not community go to work with me. And I think that's what Comrade Peter Lam, the Secretary General of SPLM, want to emphasize. He want to emphasize, even he give example as if you have been given a position in the government, you should not have a driver from your own tribe, and you should not have even this the manager of the office from your own circle of your own client of your own tribe. The man went to try to give a sort of a example, you know, several examples in order to educate the public that let us stay away from ethnic groups, let us stay away from tribe, let us separate our organization. SPLM is not a tribe, it's not belong to any tribe. It's a political organization that can be accountable by people of South Sudan through the ballot box. When they don't deliver well, when they don't do what they promised to do for the people of South Sudan, it is people of South Sudan going to judge them as an organization, SPLM. But it is not being judged as a tribe or ethnic. And I think I'm really happy that Comrade Medit brought this topic up here, and I would like to see our comrade like David VL and the rest of the people of the IO who has been actually spreading this propaganda, which is a lie and is very shameful. You know, especially coming from the one of the big partner in peace agreements. You know, it is very shameful. You know, we are better than this as a partners, and we have no any circumstances, you know, to put people of South Sudan back to the violence. Enough is enough, and it is our collective responsibility as IO and SPLM to ensure stability and peaceful coexistence and transitional constitution period have to be ended with peaceful election. Enough is enough. You know, the country is belong to everybody, including those who choose not to participate in politics. They have right. They have right to live in peace. They have right to enjoy the country called South Sudan. Not every South Sudanese who is really member of any political parties. There are some people who want to live a peaceful life in this country, and we cannot continue to play this type of dirty game, divided and rule and inciting ethnic politics within our community. So I will yell back to you, Comrade good leader, and it is very shameful, really, to our comrade, because the truth now come out, and this is exactly what I have been telling them. Let us wait for the truth. Now it turned out that Comrade Peter Lam was not even a part of delegation to Barakazal with the president, nor Peter Lam even addressed the gathering in Kajok Church anniversary. So what is the big lies? You know. Thank you. I yield back to you.
Thank you, comrade, for all the things that you have pointed out. Exactly, it was a conspiracy, and I call it defamation. It's slander, trying to think that Comrade Lambos has done something wrong. When you don't have anything to offer, you go down low like this. That's exactly what's going on. The SPLM IO has no message and has nothing to offer. The only thing they try is divided people. That's the only message that the leader preach. That's exactly that message is not going to resonate and has no places in the mind and heart of South Sudanese. Peter Lambo said it correctly. And even myself, I did suggest it when Riek was removed. I told people whom I thought were very close to the president. It's time when I was in Missouri. let Riek be replaced by Nuer. Otherwise, that guy would be able, if he's not replaced by Nuer, he will go and turn around and say, oh, Dinka has declared war again. As they merge with the Equatorian, we would not be able even to defeat them through election. Then he would use that to mobilize Nuer, and that's exactly what he did. Um, what Comrade Lambos, President Kiir can remove Riek Machar right now and put Peter Lambos and nothing will happen because we are working 24 hours to make sure that Riek is isolated. So what Comrade Lambos is most of the Nuer who don't want war, we would like to see Riek being sidelined as we did it in Nuer community, mostly in South Sudan. And he helped us by just bringing up only his family. He has helped us isolate him, and that's the good news. Comrade Truly Africa, this is your chance, had your contribution, and then we'll go by line. After Truly Africa will be Sister Dina and Comrade Agwat, and then we'll go by line to Tina, to Fall, and to Ben Samuel. Go ahead, Truly Africa. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, brother. Good leader, uh, Benjamin, and my brother Abraham. Yeah, kindly you can move on with the line. I'm a bit committed now, and then I'll get back to you shortly once I'm done. Thank you so much.
Sister Dina, go ahead. If you could go ahead, you will be followed by Banyagwat, and then we'll go to Sister Tina, Ben Paul, and Ben Samuel. Go ahead, Sister Dina.
Oh, thank you. I prefer Bandina. المهم ما علينا. So all of those people who are against the speech of Peter Lam Both, a lot of them. So I just want to ask you something. The people who wanted to continue fighting, and they were against calling him a sellout and all of this stuff because he said that he doesn't want people to fight for no reason. And really, he's very logical. I don't know why a lot of people who are disagreeing with him, he said that he doesn't want the white army or people over there in Upper Nile to end up fighting communities or fighting just to be involved in fightings. And we all know all of those fightings, a lot of civilian end up involved on it. So I don't know, the person who is disagreeing with comrade Peter Lam Both, what you want? You want to fight? You want to fight communities? You want to fight civilian? You want your region to be destroyed? So if you really wanted to fight, go ahead and fight. If that's something you wanted to do and nobody gonna stop you, go ahead and fight. But 10 years from now or 20 years from now, don't come crying saying that, oh, you guys don't have schools, you guys don't have teachers, you guys don't have development, no education, no this, and you guys are behind and you guys been marginalized. But just remember, for you to choose to fight, does mean the region and the people who are you are using to fight, they are going to be behind. Like, just be real, people. Look at in South Sudan, the most tribe who's not very educated. I can say like three of them right now is Dinkanwer and Anuak. Why? Because they're fighting all the time. They don't have time like to go study or to develop their land or to send their kid to school or anything. And look at the societies here in South Sudan who don't fight like Equatorian. They are the most educated people. They are the most developed. And if you disagree with me, go visit Equatorian villages and go visit Nuer and Dinka and Nanyuak. I mean Nuer and Dinka and Murle of villages. You will see the different. Why? Because these are people who are spending their time fighting, regardless whether they are fighting for good things like freeing our nation back in the Garang War, for 21 years, or fighting just for other reasons. Fighting will always gonna make you undeveloped. It's always gonna make you be behind everybody. So right now, just like my brother General Cortes and some of the people, so go ahead and fight. Go ahead and encourage war, but don't come back in 30 or 20 years or even 10 years to say that our areas are not development. We don't have no education. We don't have, even if you're going to have hospitals, where are you going to get the doctors and the health professionals? Where are you going to get them? If you don't have education, you are just busy. So when a person tell you guys to stop war, that person is looking at things in different point of view. Why you even fighting? Why you using gun? Why you don't use your mind? This gun that you are using to kill other people is made by human intelligence. People use their mind to create this gun. Why don't you use your mind to bring peace and to bring stability and to bring a lot of things? And instead of like, oh, when everything happened, I know there are some communities, the first thing they will do, they will go to IPT. Why? Hoping that they one day they are going to be taken to Canada or the first world. Well, you can make it. You're not gonna, maybe you're not gonna be able to make it the first world, but you can make it a place, a livable place for you, instead of making it hell. You're making your own area as hell, where nothing going to grow in that area anymore because there is no stability and people are afraid. Just like last year, you went ahead and killed civilians who are from Sholo. Yeah, no, and tomorrow Shola will come back and kill some civilian from nowhere. And I don't know, Dinka will come and kill some civilian from, I don't know, Anuak. Anuak will go and kill some civilian of Dinka. And before you know it, you guys just in wars for years, for decades. And you guys are not catching up. And the last thing you guys are going to do is crying why we are not developed. And thank you, I'm done.
Well, thank you, Ben Dana, and sorry for leaving that title. Um, thank you for your contribution. Brother Gwot, in Banya Gwot, this is your chance. Go ahead.
Yeah, before give me one second. Before I got I would like to invite it up Ambassador Salman. I send you invitation and you left. Because this is the problem here. I want IO member to come up. And they're scared not to come up. You see, Ambassador Salman Dandura, I invited him and he left the room. And I want them to come up. So these are the people that they were doing the propaganda, that video clip, and they don't want to face Bean. So go ahead, Agwat.
Well, comrade, I was the first person that invited him as soon as I saw, and I, welcome him. He could have even been here before Comrade Manon. There's a lot of them that are down there. I invited them, and they don't want to come because truth, appear now.
And another thing too, Bulida, I will reach out to Juba at by President office, Dr. Yamashar office. I will reach out. So if this individual that they call themselves I will support in diaspora are doing something the hate speeches, that is not gonna happen. I will reach out to Juba because I want to point these people, because this is very hard, guys. This is very, 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 very serious thing. So we cannot condone this such a act in social media. So I will read out. So go ahead, what?
Thank you. Big Guler, want to say something before I step?
Oh no, go ahead. I was trying to add to Comrade Abraham. Also, you see the generals, the one that mobilizing people on social media. I think if it is a reactioning general to come and mobilize people, let him tell you exactly. Because if you are a general, you can't even involve in politics criticizing president. And it has been happening on the side of IO. Pretend like they are not the partner of the government. They thought they are still rebel running around in jungle. So has simply typically some of his generals that are inciting violence on social media. This is a politics that SPLM IO free. Go ahead, Comrade Agwad.
Thank you. Thank you, Comrade Madid, good leader. Ya Dina, the suru Jamila Jidan, the suru Dazola, the Washin. Comrade Madon, salam alaikum, long time not see. Truly Africa. And also Samuel Biemnom and Paul Mator, the next president to lead the Republic of South Sudan, inshallah, في المستقبل. Also, another guardian trade, Molan, one salam alaikum. Another guardian, Kuluka Muslim Alokum, and also Safir Jamal Adin Al Afghani. I hope you are from Afghanistan. And I'm Maskur Sadir ya Bajmadit. عشان اكون معك هنا. I haven't seen you in a while. لازم نبقى طويل شديد. Nazal Gadin Ted Nazajire Gadin Nazagamur Gadin General V. Entire finish over Jama. Al Muskil of the University Sudan. These issues of South Sudan, it will end very soon. Al video from the boys of the People Forum, led by Comrade Edward Check. Why only 23 seconds and not the full video? Another shupu. At the same time, why the accusation was linked with Barakazal? At the same time, Lanton Barazat al video the day it was actually, it said, when I saw it, I wrote down, before I went up and I complained. It was January 26, 2022. I think you're 2023, like is 2022. And later on, there was a video was made. I think it was General Biel. Video was made in 2022. And at the same time, this one also was made 2 days ago. So saying that the statement was the same. I was saying that this actually required a full investigation. Because you could, if you want to say the same statement, unless you read from the paper, but if not, you cannot say the same statement. You cannot say it. It cannot happen. Yeah, my fellow citizen. Yeah, you know what Kalam Algal Baindazar, made the statement of Peter Lam Both, and what I have some problem with them. They said that the Dorian Machar declared war against Dink. When did the Dorian Machar declare war against Dinka? Was in 1991, in 2023, in 2016. The statement is supposed to be complete, because sometimes you need to make a statement and fully explain. So statement Peter both that I condemn his statement. Is not it. The kalam Tazul Mosul. Even if Young Machar has declared war against Jiang, I don't think that 2013 was Young Machar war against Jiang. It was, if it means Jiang, maybe the Jiang who were supporting Reis Al-Bakir did a lapsing kaki. Because the war of 2013, it was a war of the SPLM leaders. The war that was at Haraka Shabi. When it broke out, because now you have to go and choose your side. So, a statement from the Peter Lambuzad, a statement is wrong. Let's try is wrong with Gala Ahmed, cross it. We don't want such a statement at this time. Is a hassle? Tell us when. It's not the Arab command. Does Reis Al-Bakir in the Muskil Mamdan? The answer is no. But Reis Al-Bakir, the Muskil, Mado who supported Riyang Mashar. I think the same Riyang Mashar had the same thing like that. But Reis Riyang Mashar declared war against Jengda, that statement is incorrect. Yeah, Peter Lam Both. Alarka Shabi da Jamal lo hadaf. Harka Shabi do hadaf. But what is happening in South Sudan, because if you were in the SPLM, is a beginning by Yunzad Dick Shoal, Uda Kalam Farik. And then I think you know the Walarka Shabi, the leading party, to achieve its mission. Because this SPLM into destiny. What is the destiny? The old Sudan must be teared down, simple as that. With all the principles. La yakun mawjud. Lakini mbara kaman, الناس tambara dol, fi baad minum, al-akhuya, said his name, that al-Afghani, وقال كلام خطير, كلام كعب, كلام ما كويس. بعض جماعة الناس دول ناس مجانين أصلا. That's why I've been saying to you, girl, you know, is that Dr. John Garang Baga Mafi, as in Afghan, but Haraka Shabi, Yakum Junubla, Berasas. Israel Takab Jerim, Arami. Those who want to divide that in the shackle, and that's it. It Gabu Yakumbe Dam up to 20 years, deal with them. Let them go. Let them go and see their God somewhere. Lana Barad Mabel walk further. Madid, I want to say thank my brother because you played the full video, and I wish the boys of the people, but I check they're supposed to play the same thing 23 minutes. Adam Barada, because one day yesterday I complained. It's supposed to do the same thing. Because when you play it, Al Kalam Kul Bukun Nadif. Well Kalam Basidma, the one I disagree with, like now I disagree with the statement that the Duzamacha declare war against Denga, the Kalam Farik. But you have to also give credit to Kalam Tazola because and where he said his statement, like in Barakaman, his statement was placed in Barakazal because Pinas Num Hadaf. Shubia Jama. Last 2 years ago, I was told that particularly the Harkabat at Wulindagal, he was associating with with the Islamists. What's based on Kalam Tambarada? The way the video was brought by the source, that Jabal video, that Bori Ben, yes, these are a true indication. Benefizul de Demurbelada. Is a Junubin Numuyun. If you have eyes, if you have eyes, open your eyes wide and see what the hell is happening now. In 1884, to May or April 1885, they scrambled for Africa. What happened? When the World War II ended in 1945, United Nations then Angana Shub Diamond boom. When it was founded, what was the first United Nations assassinated leader? It was in Africa. It was Patrice Lumumba, not far away from South Sudan, the DRC. When did the imperialism leave Africa? Maintain. The last one was here in 1975. And later on, one of our brothers was released from prison after 27 years in prison. And Nazal can win. We must be very clear. We know very well how Hakuma guide folk the Hakuma Damar Jinobu Sudan. Hakuma the book hyena. They become the hyenas.
Yeah, can we concentrate on topic, please?
That is the topic, yeah, brother. We cannot just support things that supposed to be supported. Because if someone says, God, Hakuma da book hyena, is it a problem? Hakuma da ma hyena? Hadab Taraka Shabi went in. Because this video was, it was according to Madid, it was January 26, 2013, few months ago. This video is supposed to be, would have been released early and also condemned by the leaders. Because you cannot make a statement, girl, this guy declared war against Nasdaq, and then without full explanation. We want peace in South Sudan. When did you join SPLM? I never left SPLM, and I will die in my own grave with that SPLM logo. If I cannot support Akuma, it doesn't mean that I don't believe you. I believe you adapt Darka Shabia. Well, adapt then inshallah to nafus fi mustaqbal. Zabadan fi nas jayin, nas afkar bayida. As in Junub da, Ashab, Junub Chanais, Behaya Kweza. Well, Gabalia da, the first.
What we have a lot of people. We will give you a second chance, please.
Give it 2 minutes.
Only 3 minutes.
I will wrap it up. Yeah, 3 minutes. I will wrap it. Yeah. Should be a good leader. Madarin Kalam Abuji Mashakil. La Nasa Halian Fia Kwan Bitana Madarin Salam. Ubujiba Hajat Buji Mashakil. Lakin if we have now to go back to war, and Mr. Fibun, who's going to benefit from this war? Munu and Mr. Fibun, why don't we just wait and that's done? Bisalam Mutam al Mana Feda. Is a man Abdul Mun Salam al Mafi. So that we can arrive to a conclusion to Intergabat, because we need to determine this future of Guinea through Intergabat. Well, for the mindfa. Another total baramde, another yamul fitna, those who want to create a provocation, lil harb, your conspiracy will not succeed. We will move him in. So because finance katiri even though my finance katiri zad, like in kalam data ban because kalam the hind I think it hurt you. I believe Haraka Shabi, like in the last SPLM Mojuda, is not that SPLM Tazaman. Walaraka Shabi is in the Mukways, the foreign policy at this time, as I speak with you here. That is the right time to build a foundation with us to General Sudan. Investment. Fil Guruj and Masruga, Pizara, Vitalim, Upi medicine. Ubadagal Majanin Dol. This general, 730 general, you have to produce a doctrine of the military. Doctrine task is a mafi, is silver man shogol. They am ras gowi, is you know alatul. Doctrine is sabta so rasalan. So anyway, lana nazbu gatir, ana mabsut sadid, lana kawan madid, jalo banama dayna. Ajama junub de maburo. Junub Sudan will never disappear on the face of this earth. In fact, so Sudan will fulfill itself, Le Shabal Junubi. Not Haraka Shabi or others, because these are called parties. Lakina Shabal Junubi, Bulada Haga Ginta. Lakina Al Guluk Al Kabla, Wallahi Lazim. Al Anul Bigida Gabailda, your tribe will be criminalized. Your clan will be criminalized. And your sect, where you think that you belong to, will be criminalized. And we'll see whether you're going to fly or you're going to dive. I yield back the mic for you, my friend.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, Jamal, let's make it short because we have a lot of people that want to have their contribution. If you're given a time, please make it 3 minutes and then we can have the second round. I try to finish people that I thought were in the room yesterday and the day before yesterday. They're not coming up. Please, mostly I would love to see supporter Ohio to come up. I've seen Brother Nemeri here. Let me bring him in. If you could come up, Brother Nemeri. I was trying to print Garwichin. He's not coming up. Okay. This chant goes to with next Brother Samuel. It's your chance. So if you could go ahead. All right. Philemon is at work. Got your message, Philemon. You're okay if you are at work. Thank you. Go ahead, Brother Ben Samuel.
Shukran, brother, good leader. Malaysia, اتحملوني لأن أنا صايب there will be a background noise or anything here. So أنا بالأمانة أنا ما عندي مشكلة مع إذا كان statement بتاع Peter Lam Both was yesterday or last year. أنا ما عندي أي قضية معه، لكن مشكلتي هو إنه statement ده غلط، ده كان غلط خصوصا لما المين بارتنر وهو IO في الحكومة، فدي دي خطأ هنا. نمرة 2 الحكومة كمان لازم يشعر بالمسؤولية. يشعر بالمسؤولية كيف؟ الحكومة هو المسؤول عن توحيد النسيج الاجتماعي في جنوب السودان أو في أي بلد ما. الحكومة دائما هو اللي بيكون مسؤول عن وحدة بتاع النسيج الاجتماعي وليس تفريق النسيج. ولكن اللي بيحصل في بلد في جنوب السودان ده حاجة غريبة، وخصوصا لما هم يسببوا مشاكلهم ويعملوا دايفرشن للمجتمعات ده ما كويس زي ما حصل في 83 عملوا دايفرشن للمجتمعات، حصل 91 عملوا دايفرشن للمجتمعات برضو، وحصل في 2013 برضو مشهد للمجتمعات، والمجتمعات اللي بيجي بتأثر أكثر هم مجتمعات في إقليم على النيل. هم ناس أبرياء ما بيفهموا عن السياسة شيء، لكن هم بيجي بتأثروا كثير. فعشان كده كان من المفروض الحكومة تكون حريصة على كلام ده، وما يطلقوا كلام ممكن يسبب مشكلة في المجتمعات في بلدهم كمسؤولية بتاعتهم. لأنه أنت كحكومة أنت مسؤول عن أنت بتكون حريص دائما عشان ناسك تكونوا ناس موحدين ومتماسكين، لأنه كل ما الناس تكون متماسكين بسهل لك الحكم. لكن لو الناس ما متماسكين الحكم بتاعتك بيكون صعب، لأن المجتمعات دي هيكونوا في صراعات دائما، والصراعات ده ممكن يسببوا عدم استقرار في بلد. عشان كده الحكومة دائما لازم يكون حريص على المجتمعات. لو في أي نزاع في أي طرف من أطراف بتاع البلد، لازم حكومة تتدخل وتوقف الصراع اللي حاصل ده. عشان شنو؟ عشان الحكومة بتاعته ذاته تكون مستقر، والطريقة بتاع الحكم تكون سهلة. لكن أنا ما فهمت هل ناسنا في SPLM هم بيفهموا كلام ده ولا ما بيفهموا؟ أنا ما أعرف. وممكن دي سبب يومتها الشماليين قالوا بأنه الجنوبيين ما بيقدروا يحكموا بعضهم، وهم كمان لو كانوا ناس ما متعلمين معلش ممكن نقول عشان هم ما متعلمين. لكن إذا كان في دكاترة، في قضاة، في مهنيين خريجين بتاع القانون، في خريجين بتاع العلوم السياسية، وهم لسه بيشتغلوا بطريقة زي ده حاجة مؤسفة جدا. ده أخونا بيتر لام I know him إنسان كلامه بيتكلم بنظام، وكان معانا هنا في بلده في كندا، وخريجة برضو من الجامعات الكندية، وأنا حضرت في اجتماعات وبيتكلم بنظام، بيختار كلمات بصورة نظام. لكن أنا ما أعرف مشى حصل له شنو، هل أصاب بمرض بتاع SPLM ولا حصل شنو؟ أنا ما فهمت هنا. لكن لوم بتاعتي دائما أنا برجع لرئيس الجمهورية، لأنه رئيس الجمهورية هو الأمبير، وهو بيعمل دايركشن دائما. إذا كان في خطأ في الإدارة التنفيذية، هو الإنسان اللي بيوجه زي مودريتور. وإذا كان في خطأ في الإدارة التشريعية، وهو اللو ميكر، هو الإنسان برضو اللي بيقدر بوجه. وفي أي كل قسم في الحكومة رئيس الدولة هو الموجه الوحيد. لو ما في أي توجيه ورغبة شغل بلد بكون جايد. ودي أودا حاجة نحن عايشين فوقه، عشان ما في قيادة قدامنا. عشان كده نحن كمواطنين كل يوم بنتشاكل، انتوا يا سبب ونحن كده ده كله عشان نحن ما عارفين نحن ماشيين وين، لأنه ما في قائد أساسا قدامنا بيقول. لأن القائد هو اللي يمشي قدام بالإشارة، نحن ماشيين تجاه الفلاني، نحن ماشيين تجاه الفلاني. مواطن الجنوبي، نحن جنوبيين، نحن ناس طيبين متفاهمين، بنتشاكل ونتسامح بصورة عفوية بسرعة، يعني ما بنشيل مشاكلنا في قلوبنا. لكن لو نحن ما لقينا زول اللي بيقودنا بصورة كويسة، فدي عودة نتيجة بتاع عدم قيادة الرشيدة في بلد. فأنا بختم هنا بقول الحركة الشعبية لازم تكون دائما حريص والعقد الاجتماعي هو بين الشعوب هو النتيجة بتاعت وجود الدولة اسمها جنوب السودان. وهذه العقد عدم مسؤولية للحكومة عشان تأخذ قرارات وتقدم خدمات للمواطنين وتحمي أملاك بتاع المواطنين وتحمي أرواح بتاع المواطنين وتحمي حدود بتاع الوطن. دي مسؤولية بتاع الحكومة. إذا كان نحن بنليد جاي ونليد جاي ده ما حقيقة. فأخير نحن نقبل الحقيقة دائما بأن الحكومة الجوطة نحن فوق ده سببه حكومة على رأسه رئيس الدولة. شكرا.
Thank you, Ben Samuel. I think next speaker is Brother Peter. Please let me make it 3 minutes because we have a lot of people in line waiting. Then after Peter, it's going to go to Nimere, and then Ben Rock will be next. Go ahead, Ben Peter.
Okay, thank you, brother. Could you guys hear me?
Yes, you are loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I would like to greet all of you, those of you on the podium and those of you listening down there. And also, I would like to thank you, moderator, for opening this room. Yeah, before I dive in, I would like to comment about what Brother Samuel says in regard to what Northern Sudanese elite used to say, that being South Sudanese are not capable of ruling themselves. I think this statement could not be further from the truth. Why? لأنه الدولة السودانية, the Sudan that we separate from it, the elite, the ruling elite class have failed the country. That's why we had 38 years of fighting before South Sudan separated. And not only that, even before we separated, the war started in Darfur, and before that, the war started in the eastern Sudan. And as we speak now, Khartoum, the tension has risen to the level you could not imagine, and the situation could explode at any moment notice. That in itself shows the elite, those who run Sudan since independence until today, they failed to rule the country as diverse as Sudan, so that the last one to tell us that we couldn't rule ourselves. However, that being said, yes, we must admit there misstep happened in ruling our country because South Sudan, we got it after a long fought liberation war, and it was a country with so many potential. However, our people are living in nightmare right now because of the bloody war that our country went through it. So we should have done better. Our leaders should have done better. That I could have said, but we could not justify what the ruling elite in Sudan used to say, and then say, yeah, they were right, because they themselves failed to rule that country, and are the last people to judge us. That being said, let me dive into the topic. Yes, I'm the one of the people who spoke yesterday, and now I come to know, to learn why the clip was cut short, to show that part only. Because as they say, the context matter in any speech. When you speak, the context of your speech matter. The context of what you say matter. عشان كده بقول سياق الكلام مهم شديد يعني. وسياق الكلام الأسدي كان بيتكلم فيه زي قبل انتوا شفتوه كيف ممكن نبني دولة تشيلنا كلنا، كيف ممكن نبني دولة ما في يكون في قبلية، كيف نبني دولة المسؤولين to live by example. فأنت ممكن تفهم السياق الكلام هو قال فيه كلام ده يعني. لكن nonetheless عشان الناس العمل cut the clip ده because if خلوا الناس بأنه يستمعوا للكلام ده كله and then المسج هم they try to convey ما بكون convincing لأنه as we heard for ourselves from the full clip زول ده زي عمر قالوا was inciting violence وقال الكلام ده عشان انه to appease the president, and I wonder what the president will get from a country going back to war again. And also they said that like because it was brought up like first it was said like SG ماشي قال الكلام ده في كوجوكو كان ماشي مع رئيس. However, it was pointed out that SG did not go with the president, and the good evidence for that إنه كان في مطار receiving the body of the late comrade Mulwal, and then the switch the talking point to justify it, and they say, well, no, actually it was two separate speech. But when you look at it, when you look at the clip they shared before and the clip they share claiming that to be two different clips, it's the same setting. The SD wearing the same clothes, is standing the same way, and the people are sitting the same way. So there's no way in the world you could replicate what do you call it? Even if you move into the move, you are a very intelligent director. You could not replicate the same scenery, the same scene that has been done a day apart, let alone being like a year apart. For whom can I think that they they want to stir up the problem. They want to stir up the what do you call it? Tension between people. And I think Albita them IO themselves, Lan IO, the way they spoke did not indicate. Yes, they said that they condemned the speech. Nonetheless, most of them they were saying they're for the peace. But however, there was core element, the agent of intolerance. They were so radicalized. They were saying we should do this, we should fight, we should blah 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 blah. And I think those kind of people are the one behind it. And the timing itself is very interesting. It happened at the time that there was what they call a disagreement at the leadership level when there are two important security portfolio were swapped, the Minister of Defense and the Minister of Interior, and that caused concern and what do you call it, disagreement between the two principles of the peace. And boom, this clip came out, and it was what do you call it, shortcutted. So you could just listen to that part only without putting into the context that was being said. That being said, however, I think Comrade Lam, yes, we know has attention. We heard what he was saying, what he was trying to convey. But however, according to my humble opinion, he should have chosen next time. I hope he should have chosen a word carefully, and next time I hope this could serve as a good lesson. So next time when he speak or whenever the high profile speak, they need to choose their word carefully, because nowadays we have agent of intolerance that want our country to go back to war. And I said many times, going back to the war will not help us. And as I say many times, we have a political problem. And when you have a political problem, you cannot solve it through the military mean. Yes, the rebellion in itself, yeah, it could be a last resort when you are, what do you call it, your rights are being denied. However, is that the case in South Sudan? For example, when we were in Sudan, our rights were completely denied, and we were treated as second-class citizens. There are no South Sudanese have become Minister of Defense, Minister of Interior, in the 60s. ولا اخذ مناصب سياديه كان ما في، كان بدون مناطق هامشيه. حتى الحقوق بتاعنا المدنيه ساكن كان مهضومه. Yes, that warrant the fight that we rebel and fight for our freedom. But when it comes to South Sudan, يعني ناس كل قبيله they have this. يعني ما في قبيله مثلا ما في منصب في جنوب السودان ممكن يمسكه. وشفنا المناسبة الأولى في الأجهزة الأمنية ولا في المناصب السيادية. We could say like different tribe in South Sudan مسكوا. حتى IO could not say has support base. ما ممكن ده could not claim بأن أساسا هم مهمشين، لأنه هو وصل نبريس مسك وزير what do you call it, وزير الدفاع. I'm not saying this because I've مثلا who from this tribe, but I'm giving example. They know what happened, what we used to have, the condition that we used to have in Sudan is totally different what the condition that we have in South Sudan. In South Sudan, yes, we should have a better system, no doubt about it. I am SPLM myself, IG, but nonetheless, we must be frankful. Our country, there's so many things need to be, what do you call it, done right. The system needs to be reformed to work better, to serve the need of the people better. However, it could not be used as justification to wage a blood war that does not benefit anybody. And I believe through the dialogue, through the peace, through implementation, this peace, we could salvage our country, because it is my belief. And you know, when they need to know, it is easy for us to lose that country if we are not careful. It is easy for us to lose that country if our elites are not careful. So that's why I always say war will not solve anything. Will بيزيد مشاكل بتاعنا. War does not benefit anybody. But through implementation of the peace, and I really applaud Dr. Riak this time. He's patient and he's doing his best for peace to be implemented. Yes, there is a disagreement here and there that the peace implementation is not going as expected. That's the nature of the thing. I think usually when it's one thing to plan that you are going to implement this, it is another. You could. It is another thing when you go and implement it. You could encounter unexpected, what they call obstacles that could impede, what they call it, your effort to implement the peace, and could slow you down. So let us give peace a chance. I appeal the IO, and I'm grateful like a leader بتاعهم اللي بيجي هنا التون بتاعتهم بتغير. They recognize that the need for us to build the country, and also they recognize there is a national threat. المشكلة بتاعنا الداخلية is one of the national threat, because as we have seen, neighboring countries, they want to take advantage of us, and they have recognized that. At least some of the leaders who come here, especially brother David Biel, who come here and speak, and that's the reality. And always when you are divided, people will take advantage of you. But if you come together and unite, yeah, no, nobody's going to take advantage of you. So as I said, sorry for prolonging my speech, but as I said numerous times, we have a country to build. And building the country, nation building is not easy process. It requires all of us to put in a lot of effort. And as I said many times, we are equal stakeholder in this country. لو في زول بيشوف نفسه بأنه is more South Sudan than other, that what they call that a delusion, and people should not fall into that one. We have a country to build, So let us build it and let
Yeah,
us be
comrade,
patient. And thank you.
comrade, if you can wrap up your speech, we'll
Yeah,
give
thank you.
chance to the other.
I finished.
All right, have you done?
Yes, I finished.
Okay. Yeah, before I give it to Nimeri, there is a couple of individuals that I liked. I've seen Nasser
Yeah,
John.
I'm here, Peter, later.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's going to be Nimeri, and then you will come up to Nimeri. Also, Brother Rock, you are a moderator. Anytime you want to come in, come in. There's individual that I would like to bring up. Nasser, York, I did pin you down. Also, Brother Garwich, I think I saw him somewhere, and I pinned him down. It seemed like he left. Oh no, Garwich is still here.
No
Garwich also.
problem. It's all good.
Garwich,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah, Garwich also. I would like to have you come up when you get a chance. So now, Shan, go to Brother Nimeri. Then we'll be followed by Brother Coach. Mr. Rock, you are the moderator. Comrade, anytime you want to jam in, you can jam in. Go ahead, Comrade Nimeri.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Before I proceed, if anyone have a question for me, otherwise I will go ahead and give my 2 cents on the topic. I first I did. I don't know if Dina is here. She was saying that 3 tribes that do not have uh, uh, educated or their education level is low, and I was asking her if she has uh, any statistic actually to back her statement up, but I think she's not here. Anyway,
Well, let
I, hold on.
Brother Nimeri, let me add this to what she mean to her statement. What she's saying in 2013 when the war broke out. It's not talking about your generation or mine. He's talking about the kids that would have gone to school back then in 2013 to this time. And she's counting all the years that there was no functioning education system in those areas that are not under the government. That's what she was pointing into. And say, look, the time we have West, 8 years, 7 years, those kids would have, moved to junior high. And now, like the area where there's a lot of wars, Jiang area, Nuer area, that's where she was referring to. Just go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, so if that is the claim, I don't think it would be a right claim. So she would not actually include Dinka there. There are no Dinka actually that are sitting in containment area. I believe that is not true. Anyway, let me go to the topic. I saw this topic actually for the last few days. It is being discussed, and I have another way of actually looking at it. The statement itself. If you look at what was said actually by Lam Both, it would not be an IU or actually a member of newer community that should be coming here and explaining things. The people or actually the party that would be coming here and explaining to anyone would be an SPLMIG, or the government itself would be the one that should come here and explain the statement of Secretary General. It would not be Riek Machar himself. It would not be the people in his camp. It would not be the Nuer community. Lam Both is an employee. Lam Both is an official within the government. If the statement that he made, if it's actually backed up by the government should come and tell us why they are backing him up. If they are not endorsing that, they should come here and say that we apologize and explain themselves. Instead of just trying to pursue those that are being alleged that they have said something, like Riek Machar himself, I think government actually can apologize to Riek Machar. I'm not coming here as a member of SPLM-IO. I'm not an SPLM-IO person myself. I'm a separatist, but I think I never seen such a statement from Riek Machar, whether it's a video or actually on a paper declaring a war actually on Dinka. I never did. And I believe that we should dig more if there is anything like that out there that we have not seen. Myself, I would like to see it. But if there is none, so I think the government should apologize on behalf of the SG, because a statement like that, if you remember in 2016, when the dogfight actually happened, when the dogfight was going on, was taking place, James Gadedak actually wrote something on social media, and he was
Uh,
reporting.
Nameri,
Exact.
can I ask you a
Hold on.
question before you finish?
Yeah. Hold on a minute. Let me finish this. I'm not going to go that long. When he made a statement, that statement actually almost made him lose his life. Killed himself, ordered is kidnapped, and he was brought to Juba and was actually kept there for a while. If this statement, if you compare the two statements, the statement that was done actually by James Gadedak, the guy was actually reporting an active fighting that was taking place. Okay, and he was being accused of actually trying to incite a war that has already broken out. But this one is completely different. There is nothing that is going on but making a statement like this by a government official. So I believe if government actually trying to return people to war, it is something they could explain instead of actually telling IO to explain things. I have not been participating these few days fully for me.
Please, can I just buff in? Mary, just give me a second. I just need to ask you one question.
Okay, go ahead.
Have you listened to the full video clip of the Honorable?
I did listen to it until he actually put down the mic. I did
No.
listen to it, and this is another. Hold on. This is another thing too. I need to say. When the one, I don't know how the one that I have listened to is not the clip, few seconds.
Let me play the video again. Video
No,
is
I have guys. I have
not Mary.
Yeah,
Mary,
Nimeri,
you have not.
Nimeri, listen,
Let me
listen.
listened to it. No,
What we are trying here to do, we need to diffuse the tension.
I'm not
It is
going.
not the seconds. It's not
It
the
is
clip
not.
of the second which is been going on in the social media. That's
I
why we
have
have to dig
listened to it.
into it. Don't take out of
Do you
the.
understand? Do you understand the English I'm speaking? I listened to it yesterday. Guy Lam shared it in his room, and I listened to it. It's over 20 minutes. I listened to the whole thing, unless you have a different thing. So don't try to come and play to me again. I already listened to that.
Isn't you have no different with those who have cut the video into the 19 some seconds and reported it to dig out and click the interested part where you need to trigger something. That's what I can put here.
Rock, the statement did not change whether it was cut or it was not cut. The
Yeah, the
statement is
statement.
exactly remain the same. Nothing
Yeah, the
changed there.
statement, the whole sentence. If you cut the sentence into pieces, it will change the meaning. Do you understand that in English?
It does not
Yes.
change the
So
meaning.
the sentence or the statement, the full
It does
statement, the
not
comments
it
or
does
what he has
it
been
does not
saying
it does
is
listen, it
just
does
being
not change.
trimmed. You
It
trim
does
it
not
down,
change the
it will
meaning.
change.
It does not change the meaning. The statement
Let
remain
me
the
go
same.
ahead and play
Let
the
me
video so
let
that I can fetch up the room. Let me play the video.
let me finish
Hang
my
on, Mary.
contribution, and then I will finish. I already listened to it.
Yeah, Jama, don't be surprised. Numer is one of the people inciting violence in the
I
social
know.
media.
And that's the reason why I'm pushing to play the video
So
so he can.
it does not matter what evidence you guys played, how many times, you still have the same view. Yeah, so let him finish and
Okay,
then
you did
respond to
not
that.
bring me here. I did not even raise my hand. And if this is what you do, I say it is wrong. I did not raise my hand. You bring me here so I can give my 2 cents on my part. So if you're gonna come,
did he move himself down or what happened?
Kindly let him come back, and we need to give him chance. Let him finish whatever you want to explain to us. Thereafter,
Nimai,
we will question him in regard to his statement of government apologizing to Dr. Yak for the statements and for also referring the popular statement of James Gadet of 2013 to be like just a report speech. So we need also to question him on those two accounts for him to explain to us adequately. Kindly let him come back. Thank
Bring
you.
him back. Bring him back. I don't know why he jumped off. Who
Um,
dropped him off?
Nimeri,
Okay,
you need to
guys,
come
can
back.
you let me go before you come back? Can you let me go 5 minutes, please?
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Coach, while we're waiting for Nimeri to come back, it is your turn. Let's see. Just go ahead and speak. Let me look. If I see him, I will pin him down.
I Peter and Madita, when you opened this topic in the morning, yeah, Madita, I was here, but unfortunately, I was just starting work. That is why I did not join you. I just came here and I left. You know, guys, it is really a great topic, and I am glad for this forum to be open for the same topic like yesterday Guy Lam opened it. Guys, we in Upper Nile here, we can say Upper Nile region, these three states, this is really a thing we need. We want to talk, we want to elaborate ourselves. Lanu, some of us have been mindset. During the movement up to now, it's hard to change their mind to see the differences where we start and where we are now. You see, some individual, you know, mind open it, like I can say good leader and other people. They are really in Upper Nile. They are not doing much because they are few. You can count from Nuer, from Dinka, from Cholo, from Maban, from Koma, and Koma is not there. These communities, we are really in a deep problem. We cannot separate the government and the community, like IO, IG, Nuer community, Dinka community. Some of us, we just combine them together. And this thing need a topic like this to come and elaborate more. Some of us, they go to social media here with a half information. And if you tell them it's not right, they don't, because they have their, you know, certain thing want to achieve. And we Upper Nile people here, some of us had been hand tied back. We don't know what to do exactly. To talk about what? Talk about tribalism, you will be target. Oh, you are tribe. You are like that, you know? So we need a topic like this. Like, for example, yesterday when Guy Lam opened it, Guy Lam put it that one happened in Werap, in Kaniza Kaman, in the church. You know? That was Lam Both were talking there. And some individual go up there and they say, look, how come these people allowed this guy to talk, even in the church? Some of them go further and say, you know, Lam Both is selling the Nuer in a Dinka area to announce that Gal Nuer, Gal Yek Machar declare war against Dinka. While they did not listen even for the video, full video, they did not listen for it. It's just only that one. And the sharing link was on the top there. Guy Lam shared it. When I click it and I share it somewhere and I went and look for it and listen, I find this guy was campaigning. It's a really full campaign. Maybe against who? Against Iowa chairman, Riek Machar. And he went further back when the movement started, you know. That is why I know this Lam Both is targeting Riek Machar with the consequences, what happened during the movement in 1983 up to now, up to 2013. What happened? Lanu, our brother Nuer, they see IO like it's belong to Nuer. But no, IO is a movement. But who said that we are fighting with Dinka during 2013? Who said it? Some of people here, some of, you know, came to my room in Upper Nile room and they say that word had been said in Pagat or in Gadiang. And who said it? The chairman. They say that. And that is why they say the war is against Dinka and Nuer. And a lot of people explain it, guys, it's not a war of Dinka and Nuer because There is a lot of Nuer people, kid, young people with the government. So how can it become? It's a fight Nuer between United, and this thing has to be separate, guys. For how long we will go like this? Something happened in Juba. Oh, Dinga Padang, we are a victim here in Upper Nile, including these 3 cities: Jongle, Bor, and Unity City, Pantiu, and Malakal. People come and kill innocent people in the villages, even in Bali, and you see this. Why? Because they said that it's between Denka and Nuer. If Bring Macha was the chairman of that white army or whoever, why he cannot tell them, guys, don't kill civilian? It's we and the government. Do you think they will not listen to him? They will listen. Now we have a popular song. A song al Bugul Gal Kamdao Jang Malik, where this song we have been created. Since the 1980s up to now, they are still singing it. We want to talk like this so we can take these things away from the mind, individual mind. We have a country, Kang Jeje sing the Nuer, Gal Wija. And that's true. Tasma, Walama Tasma. Junub Sudan bigger into alam. Walam Mutawdam Shiri, the Halutan Fijalaba. No, Wallabo do Ethiopia. If you are mad, be mad with Salva Kiir, with his government, but not a Dinka government. We did not elect this guy. But when you say this, you are stupid. You are, you put your head you put your head on the Ramla. That's the way they used to us here. Even I'm talking about the peace always, but when they come there, they say, no, man, you have something behind. Yeah, Jama, what kind of something behind? We are behind no development, though, and they are not agreed to each other even. They are not doing one. Low intermediate, new real SPLM or matured with. They are not doing one. How many parties we have in Upper Nile? How many parties? Are they doing good? No. Are they agreed to each other? No. So, guys, this is a liberation mind. We have to liberate ourselves. Separate things. My name is a coach. My name is not a god. My name is a coach. My name is not Dinka. So you don't have to combine all things. My name is not Salva Kiir or SPLM. My name is a coach Ding. Can you see this? So Riek Machar is not Nuer running the movement. It's running the movement as the government, as the party. Like now they are registered as a party. So why you run with this bear from 1983? Jang. What is this? Can you see this? And the worst thing, when there is a war between the movement and movement, like the Ruidual and Woolly, why in Upper Nile come kill innocent people? Those who are. It's the same thing repeated itself. And Riek Machar has been accused by these things. But I'm glad Riek Machar is a chairman of IO and he has his own people in the clubhouse here. They open the room and they have to teach this individual, turning the image of IO to be bad. IO is a movement. Why you guys crying all lo marab Riek Machar shalofi sulta? Oh, marab Riek dama Nuer. Sulta dama Nuer. Sulta ma Nuer lo chalo ma chalo da, you have no problem. If you are an IO supporter, yes, go open the room as an IO supporter, but don't tell me that, oh, it's a Kursi Nuer. No. How many people have been removed? Stephen Diu Raindan who barao fi government Chalum Kamara. Did we come and open room here, talk about him? He's the only one in northern Upper Nile. Ton Balok, Yomadakan Hinaida Amulu, Chalbar Fizolja open room in it. Not munu not katiri, even including Kwalmanyang. The munu come and open room here and talk about, oh, well, na chalo filena. The munamulu. Why don't people talk logic? If you want to be a politician, please take your part. Me a koida. I cannot be in the room. I have been insulted. Hata lo magal yisumutai lo galu dinka ya okulu sharamit fi Juba udinga. How point? What point will let me say there without react? I will correct this person. Lo zol jagal fi Juba sa kullu yal sharamit del yal bita werap da banat bita werap da manat munu winter denka ugalu kullu yal denka kaman shamulu denka gal kulum sharamit fi Juba. Ayizol bachat gal denka. And you are sit there. I'm here now. I can open my mic and correct this person before you go further. But some people, they don't see this. Umbu Gulgal Kali Denga in the Bizukulu because of Salva Kiir. Yeah, Jama, I did not elect Salva Kiir. I did not elect Salva Kiir. Salva Kiir is a movement, is named as SPLM. Period. You should see this. If you cannot see this, then you know Rabbana Mak. Rabbana Yukun Mak. So this is my point, our brothers. We have to keep doing this, and thank you, good leader. There is no point here you can be here, supporting how, moderating here. Yes, Bodlam use the hard word. When you say, Gal if I, Anasalu Tamarto, Ugultu Gal Nuer Kulubiji Warai, Kalam Damaquis. It's a generalization, and it should be said in a different way. But that is not a point to let someone, to come and shit him denka. Ya into kulukum sharamit fi Juba, into ya bashar fi Shuare, yani da kalam chunuda. Even Analo Begit as PLM, I was supported as the Dinka. I cannot allow this to happen. The room I am in, I cannot allow this. Peter, good leader, Rasa. If we turn now to abuse Nuer, he will not accept it. Lanu, we have agenda here, and we're talking about the topic. Junub Sudan is Junub Sudan. But our individual people, they don't see it. They don't see that. So for me, maybe later on I will go mute and let watch. Development is going on, and I'm glad the younger development is going on. You can fight, war can be, and development is going on. Let development go on a little bit in Barakadal. Alhamdulillah, Joshua yeni fi Jongole, inta bishter samak batak hai min Jongole town, ubuwasal Juba hai. Zamana nishteret samak fi 2012 fi Juba, fi Boer town hai. Lamanana meshet Juba samak da furu kalas uderi afen. Lan share mafi more than 4 hours on the road. But now you Bible book samak hai fi Juba, fi Boer town, we also Juba high. That is not achievement. So what we need, let Dr. Riek Machar fight his fight clean so he can win election. But if people come here and mix things up, believe me, I will campaign against Dr. IO or against IG if they are not doing good in Upper Nile, period. Thank you.
Moderators, can you give me a short interjection? Because this guy is talking about me.
Yeah, I will give you just 1 minute. I think
I did not mention your name, Samuel. I did not mention your name. I'm talking about the room. The room was Gailam room. It's not your room.
Coach is okay. You mute yourself. First of all, I think Madid was early one to play the clip for those who may not had an opportunity early to listening to it. The fact on this clip, or the fact that actually people need to focus on, people can have different way of understanding of the statement of SG. There's nothing wrong about it. It depends how you understand the meaning and what is exactly Comrade Peter Lam Both was actually narrative into it. The fact that the tribalism in our political arena in South Sudan is become a portion with the tribalistic things. We cannot deny that fact. The fact that IO was mobilized based on ethnic base, nobody will deny that. Those are the facts. The fact that the whole 63 tribe became tribalistics, no one can put himself that is cleaner than others. That is true, 64 tribe, I mean. The fact that he actually is not buying political ethnic base. Peter Lam is not buying that type of politics. His narrative was about to reject that any form of tribal base in politics will not take us nowhere. The fact that he have not been in Kwajok or even part of the delegation of the president is clear there. The fact that his statement was not in Kwajok visit, because how can he even deliver the speech in Kwajok? Well, he's not a part of the delegation of the president of Barakazar region. And those are the things that our partner in IO for a couple of days now on the social media in Clubhouse are emphasizing on that Peter Lim went to Barakazal and went to Arab and make that statement in the public state that actually populate of Jiang, for example, majority of Jiang in that state. And as for the fairness, they went as far as saying that means now the Jiang will be living in fear and they have to prepare that the war is coming. Those are the comments coming from our partner in Clubhouse, unfortunately. And they try to make narrative that is to connect the statement with the 2013 crisis when the president visited Bahr Ghazal regions, and then after the meth, then the crisis occurred in Juba. They want to connect that into it, and I think it was being planned well. If it was not planned well with the visit of the president to Bahr Ghazal regions, why now? Why not all these along? Why did he not brought it up? There is a presidency, there is high level of committees between IO and the SPLM within the national unity government. If there's any concern in either party, and those type of concern have been brought to the leadership before and discussed it. Even the issue of some state that actually being governing by IO and some counties that the SPLM are not being allowed to do their activities, or the counties that the IO are not being allowed to practice their activities politically, or governors that actually are not allowed them to practice their political right. All these issue has been brought to political leadership high level, and they were discussed openly by the leaders of signature to the agreement, which is the IO and the SPLM. And if there is no any, if we are not just want to put the public to mislead the public and illume the public that the country is going back to violence, all these things as a propaganda, and in the way that actually characters, assassination to the personality of the SG, Peter Lam, then there's no need for all this noise on the social media, especially after over 3 months or over 2 months to bring this up to the social media and connect it with the visit of the president to region of Bahr Ghazal. So the fact is that the Peter Lam was not a part of delegation, and his spirit, and in his spirit, he did not travel to Kwajok and deliver his speech in an invisible way, so cannot be seen. This is not happening. This is a big lie itself. This is a big lie itself in terms of propaganda, political propaganda that our partner social media are playing in Clubhouse, and this is totally wrong. It's not for the interests of harmony and unity of the people of South Sudan, regardless of the statement that Peter Lam said it in early January this year in Juba, and he was actually speaking openly, frankly, because sometimes we have to speak frank. We have to tell the truth. Who does not know even some of the IO before the 2015 agreement? Who does not know some IO defected and they come publicly clearly saying that the mobilization was based that we are fighting Denga. This is the message from our leaders. And later on we find out some Dengas are becoming part of IO, and even they are holding a very key position. And they question Machar about that. Those are the facts. But it's not the case. So if there was no plan, design, conspiracy behind this propaganda from our partner, this thing would have been brought to the high level leadership and can be discussed. That the comment made by the SG or the SPLM secretary, we are not happy with it, and we are not appreciating it, and so on. They can discuss it. They can discuss it frankly in the leadership level. But when you just put it to the public as a bomb and connect it with the visit of the president to Bahr Ghazal region, what is your intention here? And try to connect it with 2013 before the war broke out. So we are saying that we have to we have responsibility as a partner in the agreement. We have responsibility for the keeping the sustainability of the peace in the country. The IO and the SPLM. This country is not belong to the two parties. Sudan, Dema is not the property of the IO or of the SPLM. Sudan is belong to the whole South Sudanese, and South Sudanese deserve a peace and coexistence and harmony and love and progress. They are not ready for nonsense violence anymore. People have to be genuine enough that enough is enough, and if there are some issue within the partners, they have channel to discuss those things. We had experience with Khartoum, with NCP during the Sigir period. We have different things during the peace. Peace always is not a smooth. It's not a smooth thing. It's a document, and a document is not the Bible. It always have some up and down, and we had it with CPA. You always have to expect that peace document, when you come to implement it, there is a devil in the detail, and those are normal. Those are the things that people take it. An example is very clear for those who actually keep themselves in the kitchen. Kitchen always is not easy, but in the end of the day, everybody will feel a smile in the end. The peace is not easy for implementation process, but we still have to ensure ourselves that we are committed into it, and we should not use propaganda as a tool or a tool of mobilization. Enough is enough, and nobody wants war anymore. So I think those are the facts that we need to know, that this thing is based lies, and is based character assassination to the personality of the Peter Lam, Comrade Peter Lam himself. He has been targeting specifically, because if you're listening into the tape carefully, Peter Lam is against ethnic-based mobilization. Peter Lam is against anything to do with the tribalized political politics in South Sudan. And the man was very clear on that. He's very clear on that. So I think this is what we need to emphasize on, and this is what we need to narrative on it. Everybody have his own way of speaking. And Peter Lam, he told how to someone who want to speak frank. He doesn't want to hide anything. And he's not against his own community. Peter Lam, tomorrow when he go for election, his constituency is not in Awilo or Warab or even in Yambio or in Turit. His constituency is still going to be in his county, Lair County or Lair State, from former 28 state. That's where it's going to be. So the man knows his interest than anybody else. He's just speaking, being frank. It does not mean that he's against his own community or he's encouraging the violence. So I will yell it back, and if Medit is ready to display it, even half of it, not all of it, so we can continue discussion, and then also refresh those who do not have an opportunity to listening to the full story of the tape itself. But the clip itself, the clip that was being narrated almost now for all week, is a big lie, is a bullet lie, and was meant actually to assassinate, character assassination to our Secretary General of the SPLM. And that is very sad, cheap politics, cheap propaganda, and our partner need to stay away from this. Thank you.
Moderator, I want to clear something here.
Okay, Samuel, 1 minute, if you can clear something, then I will go ahead to play the video.
Okay. Yeah, it's about what have been mentioned by Brother Akoch about the room yesterday. Somebody was had said the word that maybe Akoch mentioned it. Yes, that word was said, and I was a moderator. And don't take it that when I said that guy is talking about me, it's not because I'm angry, but I just said it. And why I said he is talking about me, I was a moderator, and he compared that moderating like good leader is moderating. And also he said that if you don't like Salva Kiir, you don't you don't expect that to be happy when Denka is insulted. Not like that. Yesterday, when the word was said, Brother Nasser Juak came up and he cleared and he denies that is not Dinka by themselves, it's all South Sudanese, and that is was enough. Also, the person who have been said had said that also came up and he had apologized. So if one person interfere and correct it, we don't, all of us, we don't have to flare up because of one statement, and somebody saw it was wrong and clear that that statement. It doesn't work. People sometimes have to take some things lightly. Some of them are serious, some of them are not serious. What we are in now, we want to correct something, disagreement in a community. But if we are more over sensitive, it cannot work, and this country will not continue ahead. Will fall apart. That is what I want to clear. I was a moderator, but Brother Nasir came before me and corrected. So I don't have a reason to come up and pretend that I want to defend them. But no, it doesn't work. What Nasir said, I agree with it. Thank you. That is what I want to clear. And take it
Okay.
easy, Brother Coach.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
Yeah, there is
Samuel. Let me break the room to play the video, and then you guys can continue with the discussion. Through Africa and Peter and Gulida. So can you give me a few minutes or play the video so we can try people just came in to break their mind and see what are we discussing about.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Comrade Medit. Go ahead.
Okay.
Comrade Fadale, Comrade Kolpol, First Deputy Secretary General, Comrade Tulio, Deputy Secretary General for Admin and Finance, Adabta مكتب السياسي ومجلس التحرير كل سكرتيرين والنواب بتاع سكرتيريز المدرة بتاعنا كله ومجتمع الجالة هنا مجتمع بتاع نور كوميونتي خاصة من ولاية على النيل وكلكم الأصدقاء وكومريدز أنا بسلام عليكم كلكم. قبل ما نبدأ I will request you أنا بطلب منكم تجيبوا في دقيق أو نص دقيق عشان نتذكر أكو بتاعنا الكبير اللي هو كان نائب بتاعي في سكرتارية بتاع انفورميشن كومريد دينغ مدينغ اللي هو اتوفى في 2020. Thank you very much. You're welcome to sit down. I also want to thank Rais Harka Shabia, Comrade Salva Kiir Mayadit, Litayin Bitai, Mujadeden, Kamin Al-Am Bita Harka Shabia. وده ثقة كبير بالنسبة لي أنا وثقة كبير برضو للجيش عامر كله لأن في زمن بتاع النضال كنا ناس صغار مشينا وكثيرين منا ما حارب الأصغر كان شالوا لي مدارس والكبار شوية شالوا لي مناطق بتاع حرب لكن التعيين بتاعي بوري إنه كومراد سالفا كير داير الجيش عامر يجي فوق في حزب والشكر بتاعي الثاني يمشي لأعضاء بتاع مجلس التحرير ومكتب السياسي for endorsing my appointment. أنا عايز أقول شكرا جزيلا. الشكر الآخر يمشي لمدام بتاعي كومراد نيانور ويليام نيون. هي معي بزمن طويل وواقف معي في كل الشغل بتاعي في جنوب السودان وخارج وده بوري إنه في زمن بتاع النضال اللي توفى أبوه بتاعها لسه بتذكر فيه إنه SPLM ده هيمشي قدام. حتى لو الشغل اللي أنا قاعدين نعمل في SPLM ده ما بيستفيد يال بتاعنا بقول لي يا بيتر continue في SPLM. أنا داير أقول لكم المسؤولية اللي ودلنا ده ما مسؤولية بتاع سكرتير جنرال مع النواب بتاعه ده مسؤولية بتاعنا كله كأعضاء بتاع حركة شعبية. الشغل بتاعنا إنه بنقول لكم يا جماعة الطريقة الصح يا ودد نحن عايزين نمشي كده ولو أنتوا بيجي ورانا SPLM ما في زول بعرقله في جنوب السودان. لكن المشكلة بتاع SPLM لما ناس دايرين يمشي قدام في ناس تاني بدكل دايرين يجروا الناس ورا وده هو التحدي الكبير من 83 ويا خوف بتاعي وفي كل محل أنا بقول لأعضاء بتاع SPLM be very careful with disunity. لازم توحدوا بعض عشان تمشي كده. عندنا مسؤولية Comrade Salva Kiir يا رايشاناو he will be our flag bearer. وأنا شخصياً عندي مسؤولية خاصة. أنا داير أشوف Comrade Salva انتخابه في انتخابات الجاي. وده يا شغل بتاعي الفضل. المحل ده اسمه محل بتاع أمين العام أنا قاعد فيه بسنة وحاجة. ما حاجة جديد بالنسبة لي. لو قالوا لي يوم ده في فريدم هول يا بيتر لام أنزل وزول تاني يمشي فوق أنا بكون فرحان زي أنا فرحان هسه. لأنا شالوا نزلوني وعينوني كاميرات almost 7 times. So أنا أعرف لما زول ينزلوا أقعد شوية الفرصة تانية بيجي لك. So في سنة الفات في فريدم هول في زول قال كلمة للناس نوير وأنا داير أقوله تاني. قال لي الناس نوير يا هو منصب تأمين العام ودلكم خاصة النوير بتاع SPLM. يوم ده نفس الفرصة ودول باقنا مو هو برضه من على النيل. ولكن في زمن بتاع انتخابات ما في زول بتاع SPLM نجح في منطقة بتاع شلوك ومين الآن من منطقة بتاعه. قالوا يا ناس نور يا وبيت الله منك لما الانتخابات بيجي بعدين هل سلفكير تسقط في انتخابات من منطقة بتاعكم وعامين الآن زولكم؟ ده تحدي كبير لنحن. And we must work hard. We must prove some people wrong. إنه الناس نور ما أنا قتاريك مشار. ريك مشار النور بمشي وراه بحاجتين بس وانا داير اقول لكم هنا لو في ناس بكلم زي ده في مناطق هناك. نمبر واحد لما ريك مشار يمرت من حركه شعبيه ما ببدله ما بجيب نور ثاني يخط في ماله بس منتظر 8 سنه جون جرن منتظر. لما ريك مشار جاء خطو في ماله وكان هنا كوماندرات كبار ما خطو في مال تاريخ 2013 ريك مشار مشى قام بحدث SPLM منتظر قعدنا هناك لما قلنا يا ريك ارجع لحزب ما داير يرجع لكن ما داير SPLM يمشي قدام. لا انا بقول انا لسه نائب بتاع سلفا لأن ما في نوراوي خطوه هناك ولا زول تاني. بوري انه القياده بتاع SPLM بقول ان النور القائد بتاعكم الوحيد اللي انا عارفينه ده ريك مشار. انا النور ماشي وراه. نمر 2 ريك مشار اعلن حرب ضد دينكا. ريك مشار declare war against Dinka. اي نوراوي البحل الحرب ضد دينكا نور كله بمشي وراه. You need to know this. حتى انا في تلام ده لو انا علنته نور كله بس بطلع برا من يونس بيجي وراي. لكن هل is this the way we want to build in Sudan? ما في. لما دول يبدل في SPLM في ناس بس علين ورا وده فضل لنا ليه ما ماشي ورا ريك مشار because all ده عنده فكره ثانيه من جنوب السودان. This is the issue. So people can understand exactly the language he uses so they don't confuse things. Go ahead.
Okay, let me wind back. Okay.
13 ريك مشار مشى قام بحدث SPLM منتظر قعدنا هناك لما قلنا يا ريك ارجع لحزب ما داير يرجع لكن ما داير SPLM يمشي قدام. لا انا بقول انا لسه نائب بتاع سلفا لأن ما في نوراوي خطوه هناك ولا زول تاني. بوري انه القياده بتاع SPLM بقول ان النور القائد بتاعكم الوحيد اللي انا عارفينه ده ريك مشار. انا النور ماشي وراه. نمر 2 ريك مشار اعلن حرب ضد دينكا. ريك مشار declare war against Dinka. اي نوراوي البحل الحرب ضد دينكا نور كله بمشي وراه. You need to know this. حتى انا في تلام ده لو انا علنته نور كله بس بطلع برا من يونس بيجي وراي. لكن هل is this the way we want to build in Sudan? ما في. لما دول يبدل في SPLM في ناس بس علين ورا وده فضل لنا ليه ما ماشي ورا ريك مشار because all ده عنده فكره ثانيه من جنوب السودان. This is the issue. So let us not challenge ourselves for things which are known. لكن نحن حلفنا كنور بتاع حركة شعبية إنه بنقعد وبنجيب مع حركة شعبية آتي الناحية بتاعه. لستاب بتاعنا الشغالين في سكرتارية بتاعنا هنا في
on the podium, and I will request my co-moderators, my brother Ulida, and The Rock, like Abraham Adit.
Abraham Adit.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Traffic, I'm about to connect back to the Facebook. You guys continue.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much to our participants, especially the panelists. I said hello to each and every one of you. My brother Agwad, has been long. I'm glad to meet you today. My brother Samuel, Wilson, Jamus, and all our audience down there. Thank you so much for your time and participation always when it comes to the affairs of our country. I'm one of the people who always appreciate each and every one of you, especially South Sudanese on Clubhouse. You are doing great things. Although sometimes some of us always go off the topic and make it personal. Those are some of the mind that we always need and see how best we can debate about the issues that are affecting our people back home. Yeah, one of the people who spoke here earlier, which I was about to question him, has already left, Mr. Nimeri, and I was to question him on two accounts. He said the government should apologize to Dr. Yak Machar. I was to question him whether the government apologized to Yak as individuals or as the SPLM-IO. And he also added that he is not SPLM-IO member, but is a separatist. Then my second question was, if you are separatist or neutral party, why do you advocate for SPLM to apologize to another SPLM? Instead of you saying that the two SPLM or three SPLM should apologize to the people of South Sudan. That's what I was expecting from him as a person from neutral ground or from different camp. Back to the topic, I really appreciate Abraham Adit for creating the room and displaying the speech made by Secretary General of the ruling party, SPLM, Peter Lam Both. I look at his speech on two dimensions. Number one, I look at it under his intention. What was his intention? And when you look at the intention, Peter Lam was responding, according to my understanding, he was basically responding to some of his tribesmen or tribemates who actually bullied them, especially the Nuer who remain with the government since 2013 crisis. So people used to bully them. They call them Nuer Yo. And you, I think anybody from Nuer here or those who know Nuer language will interpret it more. And I'm rightly informed, you mean money. So they were called Nuer money. And on that note, he did not react negatively. He waited until someone questioned their contribution toward the movement or toward the SPLM as a political party. And as all of you are very much aware, that in politics, you don't dance to the tunes of somebody who does not have masses behind him or her. You bring closer somebody who carried more weight in his community. And there were questions during his appointment, and he alluded to it, that somebody questioned them in Freedom Hall, that now you know you have been given this powerful position, Secretary General, which was given to Chuluk, which was presented by Paganamo. Then he narrated what the person meant by bringing Pagan as example. And then he concluded that what will you do? Will you make SPLM strong in Nuer nation or in Nuer land? So that was a question posed to him, not only to him, but to all Nuer as tribe, or actually most Nuer members who are SPLM party diehard. And that was a kind of a challenge to them. And the person who asked that questions, I don't blame him, because or her, his intention or her intentions was during election. As the nation is moving, preparing themselves for the elections, they want to know, as a ruling party, whether they will maintain their throne or not. And to maintain the position as a ruling party, SPLM, they need also to mobilize people across 64 tribes in the country to identify the stronghold and who is the strong man in that tribe. So that was the derivative to which the person who challenged him and other members who were present in Freedom Hall posed that question. Then he referred that questions during his speech, and if I'm not wrong, some of you may correct me, and it is subject for correction. When I listened to his speech 3 times, it seemed like he was giving the speech as acceptance speech after he was actually appointed, confirmed, and then he organized such occasion by the SPLM party to give word of appreciation to the chairman of the party and to those who stood with him during the struggle and the people of the SPLM as a political party. So basically, his speech was not in Kwajok, and I'm happy some of the speakers here mentioned it earlier, especially my brother Manon. He spoke and he mentioned it very clearly. So his intention of arriving to that conclusion that not every Nuer is an IO member or believe in Riyak. And he cited several incidences that took place all the way in 1992, 1991 to 2003, 2016, until now. He was responding to the challenge thrown to them. Indirectly, according to my understanding, he was actually telling the person who posed the question to him that we, who are loyal members of the SPLM party, will not let SPLM party down comes election time. We will do our best, and majority of Nuer will vote for the SPLM, Black Bear, which will be our president, Salva Kiir Mayardit, who is the chairman of SPLM party. Reaching to the statement of him saying that Riyak actually being followed by many Nuer because of 2 reasons. And his first reason was that Nuer left in 1991 and nobody was put in his position. The position was held empty until he returned. and then given back his position in 2002 when they signed agreement with the Dr. John Garang in Nairobi. And he also cited 2013. He is telling the SPLM leadership or the government that if React rebel against the government and you don't replace him with a son from his tribe, then you are not neutralizing the masses behind him. Basically, that statement is a political calculation statement that if I want to relieve you from your position and I know you have masses behind you, then I have to identify somebody of your equivalent from your tribe to replace you or to bring him or her closer to me so that he can also divide your tribe with you if you will be using tribe to mobilize your people against my government. That is the statement he referred to. And second reason was that Dr. Yak declared war against Dinka. That's why many Nuer followed him. With that statement, I differ a bit with Peter Lam Both, because as a leader, there are some statements very sensitive that you should not use that subject the public to different interpretation. There was the king. Let me narrate this brief story. This king dreamed at night when he was while sleeping. He dreamed like all of his teeth has fallen down. In the morning, he called all his council elders and he asked them, "Can you kindly interpret this dream? This dream is so weird to me and I don't understand what it means. All my teeth fall down." And then one of his councilmen told him that I will go and invite the dream interpreter to come and interpret this dream for us. One of the wisest elders came from the village and he was narrated the dream to him. And the guy told the king that the dream simply means that all your relatives will die and you will live longer and you'll be the last person to die in your family. The king was furious about that and he was unhappy that his family has been prophesied negatively that his family will die. The king ordered his soldiers to arrest the dream interpreter. And then he called his council again to invite another dream interpreter. Interpreter came in and he told the king that your dream actually is the good dream. It's not a bad dream. And he was like, "What does it mean?" The guy told the king that the dream simply means that you will live long than anybody in this society and you will enjoy all the goodies, all your wealth, and even the things of your great grandkids. You will enjoy them and you will witness them, and everyone will leave the world before you. The king was so happy and he rewarded the old man. The reason why I narrated this story is for you to look at the two statements. Someone who said that your relatives or the community people will die and you will live longer alone. And someone who said that you will live longer and the dream is good and you will enjoy all the goodies. Literally, the two statements have the same meaning, but they differ in the choices of the word chosen by the dream interpreters. Why do I say that? Comrade Peter Lam Both has chosen a wrong word by saying React declare war against Dinka. And is a vocal leader. And if I'm to be asked today among the vibrant South Sudanese leaders now, Peter Lam is among them. He's one of the good guys. Many South Sudanese admired him. But using that word shocked many people. There are several words that you could use politically that could not even invoke the hunger of political shenanigans and hooligans to use it like people are using it now. and taking advantage of it. And that is not the statement that people should take advantage of. There are many bad things which were said in the country by Dr. Yak himself. Even some of the statements being misquoted from the president himself, from Dr. Wani, from everyone, especially the presidency and all the ministers, even the parliamentarians. But their statements are not being discussed as much as this statement is concerned. And the reason to why this statement is so actually so sensitive is because of two things. Number one, he used generalization language. He generalizes Nuer that if I rebel today and declare war against Dinka, all Nuer will follow me. That statement was not the right place. He would have used some. Not even Nuer all followed Yang Machar in 2013, if I'm not wrong. Even 2016, before he was actually left alone to dance in his own living room with his wife now. People are using it. Those people who think that they have been betrayed by Peter Lam, they want to use that statement to pin him down and to victimize him in the faces of Nuer community. That this guy is a betrayal, is an intruder, is a traitor. He has collided with the Dinka and he's selling Nuer out. So people are using this, especially the Dr. Yakam. They're using it to pin him down because they've been looking for ways to pin him down. But now they have something to use against him. So in politics, if your opponents do not have anything to pin you down, they will look for ways possible, even to create propaganda, to blackmail you, or even to send you beautiful ladies, like what most of you have witnessed here in Western world. So that is what people are using now. They're using it to manipulate you. To conclude my remark with, to my SPLMIO members or my brothers, kindly, we need to look at things differently. All of us, we are victims of the current regime or the current agreement in one way or the other. We are supporting government, we are supporting opposition, we are supporting rebels, we are supporting anybody. But if you sleep at night and you wake up at 2 a.m. and you think about South Sudan situation now, you will basically know that you are the victims like I do. You will realize that most of South Sudanese in Upper Nile region, in Bahr el Ghazal, in Equatorial region, are victims of such power struggling among the SPLM as the mother party that liberated the whole country. Sometimes we need to focus much on the negative parts of what the leadership in our country has caused us in, not to take sides on who is who, what, and who is right. All of them, if we are to judge them, we can judge them equally, be it IO, be it IG, be it SOA, be it OPP, we can judge them equally. Thank you so much. I yield it back to moderators and to move the line to our participants who are here on the podium to give their opinions in regard to the topic above. Thank you and be blessed.
Thank you, truly, Africa. I think you narrated it correctly. One of the statements that I made when I, had my open remarks was, sometimes when you're in a high position and people are looking to twist any word that come out of your mouth, it's not because he had say anything wrong. Those of us who opposed it from day one, we were given a names, as you say, Nuerweu, the name that was made, until recently, when some of Nuer began to learn who is this particular man. Yes, Peter Lambos would have chosen, different kind of words, even by saying in our culture, when war broke out, people don't ask questions. They just, take whatever they have to fight war with and go. And that's how Dr. Rick is easy to mobilize them. But the way that it was taken, being used against, one of the things that I received a text message because I trying to find out exactly where this speech took place. And somebody from East area, Wulang, sent me a text message and said, when Peter Lam was confirmed as the SPLM Secretary General, Wulang County members that live in Juba organized the events and also invited the SPLM Secretariat, his colleagues. So it was a celebration by the members of Wulang community for the appointment of their own community members. And that's where he was speaking that gather in Juba. So that's the report that I got from somebody who was actually very close to him. So it did not. You can see the way it was twisted, that the speech took place in quite joke something. He didn't even go there. You can see this particular individual want to find something that they can twist and turn out to be. Yes, he has used a wrong choice. But if you have to, some of the things that Riek spoke when he arrived in a place called in Jonglei State, Gadiang, when he was received by White Army, he said our war with Dinka it started. How do you interpret such a word? In 1991, when he mobilized White Army, that's where the song "Kam Daga Jam Telamale was composed. It was the same man, Riek Machar, who mobilized. The guy has a better code. He does not have. If somebody else who had never mobilized people against that community was accused, yes, people would question the authenticity of the accusation. But this is the man that have done it more than one time. He said it perfectly when he mobilized young Nuer that we are fighting with Dinka. This is our war, because there is a word in Nuer language which Riek Machar translated that Dol Jan Bada Bada Ba It was a song composed by Prophet Mundeng. Those are the part of his mobilization that he used. So Lam Both is a guy that always say things true. He does not sugarcoat it. He was saying exactly what Riek did. It was not wrong at all. But in politics, it could have been better if he, come up with a different kind of way to say it. I would never blame him for that. I think if nobody from moderator team that had to come in, I think it's Shan between Ben Wilson, Brother Jamus is here, also Ben Well. I have been away a little bit. I don't even know. Among you three gentlemen, I don't know who is first. Moderator team, anybody can help. Who is first among these three gentlemen? Is it Wilson or
Thank
Jamus
you.
or Comrade Wall?
Wall. I think
It's
Wall
Okay.
and
Wal.
followed by
It's
Wilson.
Wal,
Then
William,
It's well.
Jamus, Akol, Gabriel.
Okay. All right. Let's Well more Anyal be followed by Wilson and then Brother Jamus. Comrade Well, go ahead.
Thank you so much, good leader, and your moderating teams of the South Sudan Eagle Media. I really appreciate you guys giving us a chance here in this room to have a conversation about this, because this had been a trending topic in the world of Clubhouse, and in many of the rooms that had been out there, it has not been fair for many of us, because our opinions with regards to this issue here. Yes, truly African, you put it right, and I believe Comrade Manon also did the same thing. The video in itself was done almost 10 months ago, completely in a different occasion. And then it just resurfaced when President Kiir went to Pajok. That's when people just took a very short part of the whole video, and then somebody posted it, published it in social media, in order to make it feel as if Peter Lambo went to Kajuk, the hometown of President Kiir. He went there and bowed down before the Dinka. And the whole intention is to make the Lam Both look really useless in the Nuer community. As you put it correctly, that to make him look like he's a sellout to the Nuer people. And the message was that, look, he went to Kwajuk and look what he's doing. But the digital records, as we are all .com generation, tell us that, one, when you look at the video itself, Lam Both was wearing SPLM uniform. When President Kiir went to Kajuk, he did not go there for the SPLM occasion. He went there for the church event. It doesn't add up because I believe Peter Lam Both is a smart man. I don't think he can wear a uniform, SPLM uniform for the church event. Doesn't add up. But the author of that video, that's exactly what he wanted us to believe, that Peter Lam Both went to Kajuk and bowed down to the Dinka people, and he's talking south. Therefore, he's a bad guy. We, the Nuer people, we need to distance ourselves from him. He's a traitor. He's a traitor. He betrayed us. But they just got it wrong. We cannot, as South Sudanese people, we cannot be fooled all the times too. And a lot of the online pundits of the SPLM-IO made it their agenda, since the crisis happened in our country, to make publications that are not really true. And they really played the role in the way they fanned it up and fueled the conflict in our country by going as far as going to come up with the images of the victim of Boko Haram of Nigeria. And then they made it like, look, this is what is happening in Juba now. This was on December 18, right? December 18, 2013. Okay? In order to mobilize anger. This is the same tactic here that is being used by the same group of people. They want to mobilize Noor's anger against Peter Lambo. But thank God that they are not the only one who are .com generation. We here too, and we can verify things. Peter Lambo, I really love what he said. And what I like about what he said is that we, as people, need to be reminded that whatever we do today will be a part of history. And so long as we live, the history will meet the future. History will meet the future. And that is exactly what Peter Lambos did. Peter Lambos is making it possible for the history to meet the future. They need to be cool with it, because there is no way we are going to have democracy in South Sudan. There is no way we are going to have elections, and we are not going to bring up the records of each and every one of us or each and every candidate. No, we will bring your records up. 1980, 1920, 19 whatever. Ayi haja inta amaltu le junubin will be brought up again. And I give each and every one of you here a permission too, even me. If there is anything that I'm doing now or have done before, and later on, if I choose to solicit the mandate from the people of South Sudan, and if you don't expose me, if you don't remind people of South Sudan who I had been, you are by then will be the traitor, because you're supposed to let the public know about who I had been. Peter Lambert would be a big traitor if he covers up. And any one of you here, you would be a traitor if you know any of our leaders who have a bad background and you don't tell us about him or about her. Ma kalas, ma medented politics bada. Why are people acting surprised? And if any one of you know anything that Peter Lambert did bad, ma kalas inta, I'm sure one tell us, what did Peter Lambert do? If Peter Lambert ever mobilized Nuer against Zinka, tell us. If
Walmoranyar ever mobilized Dinka against Nur, tell us why we're making a pass. Makalas next question is yes, sir. Everybody will be fact checked, and every background of every leader will be revealed. And that need to be a strong message to people who are leading us today. You must know that what you're doing today will meet you in the future. And there is nothing wrong with that at all. And I really congratulate Peter Lam Both on that. What I would like to tell people is that, yes, just because Peter Lam Both said that, let no crazy man take it as a reason, okay, to say that, okay, if Dr. Riak declare war against Dinka, then the Nuer community from which Riak comes is going to be our enemy, that we are going to take action against Nuer. That would be a crazy idea. Peter Lambos spoke from the historical perspective, and there is nothing wrong with that. There is something really good. When Anna Junubin was supposed to give man a credit and give him appreciation, because at the end of the day, people want to treat us bad and get away with it. It is time that your records will harm you if you did us bad. And that's the beauty of democracy. And any one of you here, if like I challenge you, okay, you know, if Peter Lambos did anything wrong, Kalas, go ahead and tell us. And as that, I need to know more about our leader. Now, Peter Lambos had reminded me of who Riek had been and what he did before. And he did not lie. There is nothing lie about it. Okay? One thing is that we cannot use the historical fact to affect the current event. That would be very silly of us. We shouldn't do that. But to me, it's okay. It's fine. I will tell you here, and many of the IO people too. Let the election take place. We will go from constituency to constituency. And we will definitely campaign against SPLM-IO. Politics is not a piece of cake, and there is nothing to be hidden about that. I will go to my village and I will tell my people about who the leaders of the SPLM-IO had been, one by one, including the survival victim of the 1991 events. And you don't like that, get out of politics. Because nobody is going to be babysit here, and Peter Lambos spoke like a nihilistic way. That's the way it is. I really like the man. Yeah? Call me, you speaking like that because you're a government supporter, whatever. I'm a my country supporter first. I don't care about what government. I'm a South Sudanese. The government of South Sudan is not my identity, but my country is. And what is best for my people is what I stand for. So I would like to really appreciate you moderators for giving us a chance to have a conversation about this. But in my opinion, yeah, due to the nature of us just coming out from war, okay, there is a need for us to be careful about the words we say for the sake of harmony between people. But the content, the message, the content of the message of Peter Lambert, I agree with it 100%. The same content could have been put in a different envelope, which means in different words, that make it a little bit comfortable for us to comprehend. But it's still the message inside there, I agree with it. That's exactly what Riek did. What is wrong with it? That people are being reminded about what Riek did. Why do you think Riek Machar should escape the history? Why do anyone think that what Riek did should not be mentioned? Inter argue with us if what Peter Lambo said is wrong. If it is not true, then tell us, no, this was not true. Okay, we can agree. But nobody should be given a special pass because he's your leader. I don't eat in the kitchen of Riek Machar. No, I don't. Umar Riek alone, many of the leaders are in the list, including from the IG side, including from the SPLM IG. We have some of the leaders with bad records, and we will reveal them to people of South Sudan with the appropriate time come. And this is about time for us, Junubin, to stand up and confront those leaders. And so instead of condemning Peter Lambert, we're supposed to give him a support, and we're supposed to join his call in order to send a message to the leaders who are leading our country today, to tell them that what you are doing to us today will meet you tomorrow. Because you're not going to be the one that is going to be leading alone. Time will come when you will have a rival, and the rival will expose your records. Well, Peter Lambos is a member of SPLM-IG, which is rival to the SPLM-IO. Why are we acting surprised? Peter Lam Both have every million's right to expose the negative records of the SPLM IO. The same thing too. You as SPLM IO, you have the same privilege. Go ahead and expose. If you know anything bad about Peter Lam Both, expose him. That's the little I like to come up here and share with you guys. And with that, I will stop and yield the mic back to you, moderator. Thank you.
Either anybody want to comment on it, or we give the chance to Comrade Wilson Sonakur, and then Jamus will come after. Go ahead, Comrade Wilson.
Okay, thank you guys, moderators, Manon, Ogot, Samuel, Jamus, The Rocks, Truly, Wall, and Gabriel, and Peter, good leader, Share One, Gerwich, and all these things. You know, I am glad that, finally, and that's what I say in day one, I went to the IO show. I was about to be killed alive. Because I say this video was just editing. I am not a computer IT, but common sense you can see. I told them it will be too early to condemn or to support it. That's what I say. And then I told them I could not be surprised because it's not the first guy who said it. A lot of people from this community, especially the leaders from the IO. So, Juana Jinubin, we see when people come out to tell the truth, it becomes a problem. To me, I am not surprised because I am a victim of 91. When this war declared in Nasser, I know what Yek said, and cement by the song called Kamdaka Jang Tilamalik. Bena Bitana Madenka, Matthew Malik. They're gonna is very paper until this war of 2013 had been sent in front of Riek Machar by the SPLM IO. So I don't know, sometimes I feel sorry to my South Sudanese, would feel like we, the Dinka in Afrinal, who become victim of SPLM mismanagement or SPLM war, because simply we are Dinka. One tribe is believe that they are fighting war with the SPLM, with the Dinka, which is not true. I don't believe that, but one community believe that. So when people come to social media, I feel like the Dinka community in Afrinal has been sold out to be kept as hostage in any political situation happen in the federal level. They will be first to be targeted because they come from this community. So to me, I am not surprised. He's not the first leader. Some of them talk when they were in Iowa, like the guy who killed, who given a nickname, we killed them all. The guy who went to Malakal is from Nasser, General Garhut Gakwat. We all know what he said. Where is Denga police? Where is Denga army? And then he was asked, where is Galwing? Galwing wala Gumjari. We killed them all. You can see what Lul Garkwa said. Another general who was in Iowa making farid, saying that, Yahay Mafi Jang Sumunyal Batong, wala going below. Denka cannot fight with us. These are just simple people. It is the general. And then we see another MP who came from Addis. He's from the Wulang too. He went to Pagak. He was in a training camp. He complaining that what were told to them is war between Dinka and Nuer. And a lot of examples, Yahwana. We know what James Kong said. We know what Kokrai was my former commander, but I guess about the 90s. So you cannot deny it when it comes to true. But I am not saying it is whole Nuer. It is a group of people that I say there are three groups within that society called Nuer. Those who believe in Wunde and say one of them will be a leader. Those who believe this war is not a Dinka war. It's a government or SPLM from the beginning to organization, and then now in government of Salva Kiir. And there are groups that who believe the war is between Dinka and Nuer. These three groups. But two of them who go along is those who believe the war is between Dinka and those who believe on Ngundan prophesies that there will be war to be fought. It was supposed to be a last war last year. But I am so sorry because people don't hear the Nuer language. If you go to the social media of from Khartoum to Australia to America, you will be surprised what they are saying. So for this guy, I was refusing. I say it's a made up, but he say exactly what Riek Machar used to say. Yahwana Nuer tribe are victim of their own elite general from the Nyanyatu up to today. Yani Nuer civilian and Dinka civilian are victim of the some Nuer elite generals who are misleading all these things. For truth must be said. It must be said, but we Dinka, we are convinced that, we know the war is between SPLM power struggle. That's why you don't see Dinka join into this kind of war in number. But I can give people of Bulang, majority of them are come out to be telling truth. General Secretary is one of them. General Garwich, General, the other guy I was talking about with MPs from Wulang too, who came from Addis. And then Garhosmai, who say last time about the army, they were not trained and they were not part of the budget. So if you look this community, there are good leaders. I can give them credit that they are saying what exactly is supposed to be said. For IO to come out today, and IO at the very beginning, General Bitao in the social media, thank God that we are in generation of that come. At 20 years from now, our kid will be embarrassed when your father video or boys are going to be played. People will be surprised. It will not be like 91. For I think they need to be said because during the Riek Machar from 91 up to now, we are suffering more than a 92 war. For this thing had to be stayed out as it is. But it does not give a Dinka legitimate that, now we're going to prepare ourselves to go and attack Nuer. I don't think so. Even we in Afrinal, we never thought one day to go and attack Nuer. And they can attest to that. No any Dinka took a war to go to Nuer, like what happened in Juba 2013. Ajama, it can prove that a lot of people are brainwashed. The war is between tribe and tribe. If it is not, why the Dinka did not take a war? Yani, the history of 86, when people were banned in a train, Figatar. How many thousand of the Dinka who were killed? Why Shiluk in 87, who were killed in Jabalain? Why Shiluk did not take war against the Arab in Sudan and kill them? And why Dinka did not take a revenge? Because this thing happened, it should be left to the government. Now, if the Nuer are killed in the capital, would give Nuer a license to come and attack people in Bor, attack people in Baliet, attack people in Rang, attack people in Paloj, attack people in Unity State, only Dinka places? Why they don't go to Juba? For this statement, some people will challenge them, those who are not suffering about this war that I mentioned. But we in Afrinal, we are suffering of those rhetoric with the Riek Machar agenda that don't want to be public. In a Facebook just recently, those of the so-called Dentong with his agenda that the whole Dinka in Afrinal should have to be defeated and take them to Barkazal or go to the North Sudan. That's what an agenda. It was said public. These Mundang believers and those who the some who believe war is between Dinka. That's what they are saying. But to me, it's not a surprise. I say last time, this is the true statement. Yes, the guy could be condemned because he's in leadership. But look, now it was a 26th January of 2022. It's over 1 year old video, if I am not mistaken. Why it now? And when I see it shared by the guy called Res Moy, you guys know the guy who used to be a SPLM member. He complained, oh, I'm a younger Parliament of South Sudan. He was in the US. He went back when he signed fees. Red Moy. He's from the same region, the same county. So he may take a debate to do that, to bring this guy down. So again, I am not surprised. He's not the first guy who debated or confessed. There were so many videos that a lot of them are not going to get away in the 30 years to come. It will hand them down because talk randomly, it's not good. So to me, it's not new. He's not the first one to say it. It has been said by so many generals within the IO. And not only that, you see the two incidents just happened 2 weeks ago. There was people calling for war because simply Angelina was relieved. Who are these? Support of IO. The only war did not go up. They have no assembling, and they are not even in the same page this time because some people are not happy. Some are saying, yes, it's good for your family. Nuer paid the price, and Riek come and give the whole leadership into his family. Some say, no, this is a Dinka bullying Nuer. And then we can see recently picture, which is the work of Vice President, by showing up the picture. The community took it as offensive to the community, which is nothing to do with community. If you go to their social media all this week, Nuer are betrayed. Oh, Nuer are brought down by Riek Machar. Why they hold the picture? This is give Dinka. Yeah, it become a Dinka Nuer thing. Nothing to do. It's a government thing by president and his president. They want to display the thing. Ajama, we can see even in the Western world, a by president or president can show up what is the happiness. I saw some of the Americans went to Saudi Arabia. They were given a gift, they say, by president, hold them up. Is that offensive? No. These are workplace. This is a job of the people working the government. But our people here, Ajama, we have a long way to go. So for those who want to condemn it, they can condemn it because the guy is a leader, but he's not the first one. To me, as a victim of this rhetoric of that, Dinka are denying that there is no. Some of the Nuer general are denying it is a reality. What killing us if the Nuer are killing Juba? Why killing Dinka in Africa if it is not a Dinka war? With that being said, I was very curious that I will not even accept that video, but now it's clear. It's over 1 year. So now it is just become a normal. We can take it as a political game. That's how political play out. Should not be open Nuer or Dinka. To me, it's normal. That war has been declared since 1991. What else that I would be worried that Riek Machar did not declare? And I believe that's how the Dinka believe. It is not new. It's been fought there. But am I really believe that there is a war between Dinka and Nuer? To me, as a Dinkawi, no, I don't have war against Nuer. All I know was a power struggle for the two community, for the two organizations. It started from SPLM and Anyanya 2, and now the SPLM, both in the government, they fight themselves, and then everybody go to his own king. So again, there is no surprise with what it say are true. I can give a lot of example. A recent war went to my village in Akoga and Malut. It was led by simply a woman that came out to be prophet. In the same Wulang, this guy came from. They took the war 7 days in my hometown. They took the Dura. White Army came out. Why some community follow such a people? We see war in a recent war in Shuluk land, led by this another prophet called Makwai, Tut Makwai. Why they follow him? Because simply they got a war with Chiluk. So anybody come out as a prophet, he will be followed. He will get followers. So we cannot deny it. These are the facts. If somebody wants to deny it, I don't think this person does not need a peace. But to me, these are good message to bring Riek Machar down so that the people in Upper Nile can have a peace, whether in Nuer or Dinka or other group, because this guy is a silent. He's not going to come out even to condemn or accept it. He will just release his group to come out and talk on behalf, and he will just keep quiet as it is normal. If that being said, I think I will stop here, and then I will give a chance to other people. Thank you.
Comrade Jamus, it's your turn. If you could go ahead, if you're not busy.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. Good leader, Emperor Gut, The Rock, Gabriel, Gadwij, Isaac, Matiktik, and Call. I greet you all and those who are listening. um, Yesterday, I was also trying to pay close attention to the discussion regarding this Secretary General Lam. The speech itself, decoding it, you guys have did a tremendous job trying to bring understanding to people from you guys' views. Much appreciated. You guys have brought a lot of clarification to the people who are confused by this, and it is always good to do that because the speeches like this, when it brings confusion to people, and you guys know how our country has been for the past decades. Confusion is the last thing we don't want to let it grow among us to cause problems. It's good to have understanding of what being said and how it was said and in what context it was said. That way, people will have a clarity and not just take something and run with it, and later on, it'll be something that the people will become very sorry about it. Um, this guy's statement, just to go at it, uh, uh, I wish that he would have said it in a better way. I mean, using a critical grammar to give people understanding. Is he speaking in the present tense? Is he speaking in the past tense? Is he speaking in the past continuous tense? Or whatever. That way, people will know exactly what this guy is saying in that context, because the magnitude of misunderstanding, when people take something and run with it, it becomes, like I said before, it becomes a problem, and it can cost a lot of people life. It can devastate the entire country, like you guys have seen, and how he made that statement. Um, rather, he should have just said that in the past, you know, that Dr. Riek Machar have declared war against the Dinka, has or had declared war against Dinka in the past. In that context, in that words, actually, it would be much better, and people will know he's speaking of the past. But either way it goes, the best thing is that he did not mean any damage to cause to people. He meant to just bring about understanding of who Dr. Riek was, and his intention in the past, the things that he has done, because he's campaigning. Okay, the guy is campaigning. It's quite clear. But for those who have been die hard of Dr. Riek and other things, and those who are actually looking to see forward a war between the Dinka and the Nuer, these are the people who we are concerned about. And when I say who we are concerned about, is because it would still bring a destabilization in our country. Why? Because those are the people who are pushing this propaganda and to do what they wanted to do the best. It's not the interest of everybody, and I agree the fact that it's not all Nuer that is in support of Dr. Riek Machar. Uh, the Nuer of now are very intelligent. They are very smart, and they know what they're doing. They know who they should follow, and only those who are believing in Riek and the prophecy of Munding somehow, and they are the ones that are doing this. And I know um, that this time it is the time that all of us should be looking to understand the things that are being said by the politicians, because the minute we take something wrong and misinterpret it, it become very, very confused, and it turns into something else that we don't understand. Okay. Like the statement that is just being displayed in the clubhouse for a couple of days right now. My concern, me as a citizen of South Sudan, is that we should not uh, look at things from one angle and just take it and run with it. Look at it from different ways to get understanding, to get the full context of what is being said. لأنه حاجة اللي بقول اسمه حرب ده ما دايرين يجيبوا في جنوب السودان. أننا كأبناء جنوب السودان, we are the future of South Sudan. And I believe that the leaders of this time should be elected by election, not by the barrel of gun, not by because I have a large army and we can fight our way through J1 and get that seat. That should not be the mindset of the people of South Sudan. All of us. Our leaders should be elected by election. And I believe that from now on, we're going to have to watch carefully. And like the rest of my brothers have said here before, those of Wilson and Moranyar and the rest have made it clear that history will not forget and will be met by the things you have done. So let us not um, take these things and run with it. And I know a couple of months ago, or probably a month ago, I have had a head-on with someone in the clubhouse, and because of things like this individual called Deng Tong has been mobilizing the Nuer. We know this. He's been mobilizing the militias, not the old Nuer, but the militias, the so-called White Army, and he's so proud of it. Every time you come in the clubhouse, you hear that Anina and the Mushkila Madenka, and Denka is the problem with us. These kind of people, these are the ones we should be concerned about. When the statement like these have been said, people like Deng Tong get puffed up about it. Where do you see him in the past days? Do you see him coming here and talking about it? He's distancing himself because he know what he's doing. وكل زول داير يجيب مشكله لنا ده يا وانا قاعد نقول زول زي ده يقبضهم ويحكموهم إدام
No, he
طوالي.
sorry to cut you up. He come last night in a show last night hosted by Lam, Guy Lam. He said he wish Riek Machar should announce he's for war. He came last night. He said it is what it is. So he wished Riek Machar should come out and announce we have a war by himself. So go ahead. Sorry.
Exactly. I'm sorry, I was uh, very tired last night. I had a cough and I had a cold, so I had to sleep early. I took a medicine, and I wasn't there to follow up or watch closely, see who's saying what here. And that's what I said before. These are the terrorism upon our people. The Nuer of now is not looking for a war. Wana guta kalam de yom daga na guta, if I have a position to become an executioner in South Sudan, all these people terrorizing people in the clubhouse, I will be the one to look in their face and say, you deserve this. Give them lethal injection, bullet, or fire. Lano junub da bitana kuluna. You don't come here and mobilize people to cause death upon our people in South Sudan. It could be people of Equatoria, it could be people of Upper Nile or Baragazal. I don't want any destabilization or death of the people in South Sudan, period. We need to elect people by election and bring them to the leadership and fix our country. They are haja na gad nugulu lamana na guta kalam da yom dak awalat betanwerin al bihibu propaganda da o jamus gale yaki ubaktul zol da we will give his name and report. Go and report it. Go amshila hakuma bita America, report me there. Gul zol da gal kalam da. You are the terrorists. America are fighting terrorism. I am fighting terrorism against the people of South Sudan. Zol nas da yakbudum da khulum sijin wadu mahkama yahkumum idam. ولا كنتم يشتغلوا زي عبيد في agriculture farmland. Let them be productive to the people. My last word is this: let us not take the statement of General Secretary wrong and go create a problem. Huma gal haja kab. It's just the way he said it. He's been misunderstood, and we should leave it like that. And all of us should try to understand things from different perspectives, not just take something and run with it. وولاد بتاع نوير ومن قاعدين بيشوف حاجه الكويس البنفعنا نحن كلنا، ونفس كذلك لاولاد بتاع باركزال لو اكواتوريا كله. I cannot emphasize it the way these people did. They did a good job explaining it, and we should differentiate ourselves or distance ourselves from those of Deng Tong and the rest of these propagandists in the clubhouse and everywhere. And they should be investigated and be caught and brought to justice. Nas al Bamul Kalam da Yakbudum we do justice. There was a phrase that says the evil men will burn down their kingdom and rule the ashes. Shenzhou, The Art of War, if you read it. And we don't want to be the evil men to burn down our country and rule the ashes. Thank you all.
Thank you, Jamus. I believe the next speaker, Akol, did you speak? Okay, let me.
I did not speak.
Okay,
Madid.
so you are the
It
next
is supposed,
Akol
if you are
Gabriel.
following the line, it's supposed to be me. Yeah.
Comrade Madid, I will be away for at least 10 minutes, and I'm going to be back.
Okay.
I'll just leave. I'm going to be busy for just only 10 minutes. If you
Okay, sounds
guys,
good. I will come.
two of
I
you
will
can
come
keep it
in the
on.
next 10 minutes while you will be back. So Akol, you are the next. Before you come in, Akol, I know a lot of people are up here, so let us do with 5 minutes. And also, I see Ambassador Salomon Donra. Welcome to the platform. I invited you earlier because you are a member and leader of the SPLM IO. It's good that you join us on this topic. And when your turn come, I'd like to hear from you what you will say on behalf of SPLM IO. Akol, go ahead. Thank you.
Brother Madid, I am up. Call is down if you are following the line. It's supposed to be my.
Let me
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you are right, Gabriel. Sorry. So let me press my screen. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Gabriel.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to thank all of you.
Gabriel, by the way. But let him speak. Better call is before Gabriel.
Yeah, that's what I see on the screen too. Yeah, let him go. Akal will come.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to thank you, moderator, without exception, and brothers and sisters who are listening down here. Yeah, to begin with, I would like all of you to listen to me carefully. Why the reason why some Nuer intellectuals or members have reacted negatively about Peter Lam's speech. The main reason is if Peter has insulted Riek Machar as individual, I think there was no problem. No one from Nuer community would have reacted negatively. But when Lam said, if someone wants to rebel, if somebody has declared war against Dinka, even himself, if he has declared war against Dinka, then all Nuer can follow him. This is the main point here. This is the main point here. If Lam talked about Riek Machar as individual, there was no problem. The problem is him saying anyone who goes out or who rebels against the government, against Denka, Nuer all can follow him or her, which I think this is not true. One, this is an incitation of violence. If we can understand this particular point clearly, Lam has tried to incite violence against Denka and Nuer. Because how do you look at it here? The Denka, when they heard this, they say to themselves, Nuer are having problem against them. And to us, it is an incitation of violence. This is uncalled for. This is not okay. The way we look at it. That is one. Number two, anyone who is fond of insulting individual with intention to win elections, I think that person should think again, should think twice again, because you will not win because you insult Mr. X. You will only win. You can only win when you have a political program, clear political program, manifesto, or a clear program that convinces all South Sudanese populace that you would like to do 1, 2, 3. You would like to render services if you are elected. You would like to build schools. You would like to construct roads. You would like to see Southern Sudan look different the way it is now after 5 to 10 years. You will be a good politician if you focus on that than abusing or insulting individuals. So because South Sudanese, at the end of the day, they will look at these people who are calling themselves politicians according to their program, national agenda, national program. That is very clear. That is very clear. Not just insulting somebody. Point number 3. Now IO and IG and other political parties, they are in agreement. I don't get them up to today. What is the meaning of agreement? Peace. I don't see there is a need for recrimination while you are in the same government. People would bring like 1991, those bad memories. And they are in the same government. Like Riek now is the first vice president. So sometimes it is contradictory. It confuses the lay people of Southern Sudan. How come that the people who are in the same government, who are implementing the peace agreement, are criticizing themselves? You know, they are supposed to focus on peace agreement implementation, not to talk about X of what he or she did before, the wrong part of it. And you are saying now that I'm doing reconciliation, I have forgiven, like even President Kiir said, one day he was in the church, he said, I have forgiven Riek Machar. So if that is true, if you have forgiven somebody, and then why are you bringing again that that bad side of it again, and you have forgiven him? Where is the forgiveness here? You know, this is contradiction and this is confusion. You know, so to me, people should focus on implementation of the peace agreement for the people of Southern Sudan, because people are tired of wars. And these people, you know, they speak, they give sometimes these individuals, the politicians, they speak, they give sometimes to the public this contradictory speech that they give to the public. Sometimes they're the one causing even problem, because they don't concentrate on peace agreement. They don't give peaceful thing that can bring peaceful coexistence, that can heal the wounds, that can bring people together as South Sudanese. They don't do that, you know. And this is really a problem. This is really a problem. And all of us as South Sudanese who are intellectual, we need to look into this thing carefully. You know, the last point that I would like to talk about is my brother Jamus said something that people who are like people who are talking in social media, and he has given example. He has mentioned someone, Deng Tong, that they can be sentenced to death and something like that. You know, I want to tell to anyone here, anybody who provokes Nuer will have problem with Nuer. Believe me, anyone. I know there are people who are being misled. They are told that Nuer are bad people, they are violent. Nuer are not violent. Nuer are not bad people. It is only that people are being misled to hate Nuer. Nuer are good people. Even this SPLM, John Garang said very clear that even the first people who started the movement were Nuer. The majority were Nuer. Nuer contributed in Southern Sudan liberation. But there are people who are trying to change that good history to take into themselves. So Nuer always are being provoked. And I want to make it very clear here as a member of Nuer. When you provoke Nuer, of course Nuer will have problem with you. If you don't provoke them, they will not have a problem with you. They will not. Believe me. Of course, when you provoke Nuer, Nuer actually will react with you. And that's why you see...
That statement is not true. That's what you are trying to threat the
Brother
entire South Sudanese.
Wilson. Brother Wilson,
Wilson,
let
you
him
have
finish.
spoken. You should not interrupt me. You
No,
should
Yeah,
not
let him
interrupt
finish.
I'm just saying it's not
because you
true.
were...
You are the people
Yeah,
provoking.
you will interject later. Let him finish.
Let
Yeah,
him
go
finish.
ahead.
Yeah,
And try to wrap it up, brother.
yes. What I'm saying, Wilson, whether somebody likes it or not, we don't have Nuer. We have no problem with anybody. We have no problem with anybody. But if you provoked us, even this war you are talking about with Sholok, with Morley and all this, it is because people are not telling the facts. You will see always that they are the Morley who go and attack Nuer first, and then when Nuer react, everybody will talk about it. The same thing also even with Sholok. If you are following the event in South Sudan carefully, there are these tribe who provoked Nuer first. But because there are people who are misled, people who are telling false against Nuer, then they are always blaming Nuer, which we will not accept anybody to blame Nuer, and then we are watching like that. Finally, I would like to thank you for you guys, Madid, and all who have come up, who have opened this room. Thank you for you have moderated the room very well. You have shown democratic principle that you don't remove people down because of their opinion and all this. I like the kind of this because I've been listening since I joined this room. It's very good. Keep it up that way, because why rooms even are open? It's not just a matter of opening a room. There must be objective of opening a room. And when rooms are opened, it's for people to debate. You would expect people to disagree with you. But if we disagree to agree. Because constructive criticism also are okay. You know? So we should not disagree to disagree completely. Because at the end of the day, the common LCM is Southern Sudan. We are all South Sudanese. You know? And whether somebody is a devil or an angel, at the end of the day, we are South Sudanese. And truth must be told. You know? So I'm not depending on Machar here or anybody. I'm not even a politician. But truth must be told. Where I have no problem with anybody. And Lam, I am not quite sure if you will have a popularity in Nuer, unless you withdraw that word. Mark my word. And also with the SPLM, because if he has to get supporters from SPLM, he should not give a reckless speech like that. If he wants more supporters from your community, he should give good speech that brings people, supporters, more supporters to the SPLM. That is what I can tell you. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Gabriel. Peter, you will come in and give the challenge. Let me say this in 2 minutes or 1 minute to respond to Brother Gabriel. Gabriel, thank you so much for coming in to South Sudan Eagle Media. Yes, you the comment. You know, one of the things that make this very interesting and very shocking to most of South Sudanese is because, you know, there are two ways. One way, we are condemning the statement said by Lam Both. And second, and this I want to point out, because here is the problem here, and I will ask you, Gabriel. The problem here, most of us are concerned about this, the way the opposition took it. The clips has been edited and taken out, and that's especially out of context. If you take the word out of context, that would change the narrative of the speech and what that person is saying, you know. So here's the point. Some of the opposition took it that Comrade Lam Both was speaking in Kwanjuk. If you can remember, government delegate there in Warab State, as we speak, that they open, they are celebrating 100 years anniversary of that church, Catholic church. So majority of them are there. So, and the video clip, this video was taken last 2 months ago. If I can see, is on January 26, 2023. And we are now, what is the day today? It came out yesterday on 17 or 18, the video clip. The question I'm asking you, Gabriel, why take these people 3 months to release this video clip? Why they lie that the video was taken in Kwanjuk, while the video was not taken in Kwanjuk, it was taken in Juba? Second, what is behind it? What is the reason behind it? Why they take right now and they think that the video was taken in Kwanjuk? Because simply, this is where this very shocking to me, because the reason why they paint the picture on the video clip is because they see president, when even by president, best by president, and the old government, they are in Kwanjuk. So they take this. This is how I see it. These people are using it. They think, okay, Lam Both was dressing the majority of Dinka, okay? And the assignment, while he was not dressing the Dinka community, he was dressing the Nuer community in Juba, okay? So, but no, they mistook that and said, okay, he was dressing the Dinka in Kwanjuk area, you see? And assignment of the war. or violent. Why now, when there is issues going on between SPLIO with the IG, when Mama Angelina Ateng was removed from the position for the position that she was carrying, you see, and the visit of president and the whole government delegating were up. Now they release the video and they misquoted that the video was taken in Kwanjo. This is where the problem coming here, and that and our people, they don't take their own time, take your time and analyze where this video come from. Where I just say why, who shoot the video, where this video come from, when. Timeline is very important. You see, this is where argument coming in, Gabriel. So yes, we South Sudanese, we always held our leaders accountable for their word. Nobody condole, even though, yes, of course, even though Lam Both is addressing the group of Nuer community in Juba, that word will not be, he's not supposed to say it. Yes, of course, he's a leader. We should, so that we condemn that, even though you address the Nuer community or Dinka community, we still condemn that. He should not do that. But the problem here is, if these people have that video, why they didn't release it 3 months ago? Why now, when they see that the president and the whole government delegate are in Barkazar? You see the point here? So that's where the problem coming in. So my question to you, Gabriel, who is excited the war here? Is it the Lam Both or the people who release the video clips and then do propaganda in social media? Thank you.
I'm back, Comrade Madid. Madid, I'm back. Yeah, go ahead, Brother Gabriel.
Okay, let me give Gabriel 1 minute. 1 minute to answer that, and then we can move ahead. And Peter, you guys.
Brother Gabriel, go
Brother
ahead.
Gabriel, is you have 1
Okay.
minute to answer.
Okay, thank you, Brother Madit, for your question. Good question. I've already said where my problem is. Whether the video was released in 2001, 2002, and all this, that does not. That is not. It doesn't matter. What matters is this word that say Dinka Nuer, Dinka Nuer. If you are to rebel, then Dinka, Nuer will go after you all. To me, it is an incitement. But I'm not quite sure when was the video released. But only this point. That is what concerns us.
Okay, can
only
you
that.
guys condemn both sides? Can you condemn both sides? Why you condemn one side? Why are you condemning Lam Both, what he said? But you are not condemning people who release the video and do propaganda, and the video was 3 months ago. Do you see the timeline here? So the timeline is connected with the video clip when the president and the old government delegate went to Barakazal. And they cited, Gabriel, here's my concern here. They are saying that the video was shot in Kwanjuk on Saturday. So why don't you condemn both sides, as I did here?
Let me help you, Brother Madid, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, not to cut you, Brother Gabriel. Yeah, that you are asking really good question. And before I would like to comment on what Gabriel says, Brother Gabriel. Let me answer your question. It was answered yesterday. The timing of the video is very significant. And why is significant? Because some people, especially some IO member, were saying that the fact that SG allegedly spoke in Kwajok, which turned out not to be true, is indication of what happened in 2013. They said that in 2013, President Kiir went to Barkhazal and then he spoke over there, and then when he came back, the war erupted. So they were saying the fact that SG went and spoke in Barkhazal while accompanying the president is indication that there will be a war. So the warmonger, they want to use this video, edited video, to preach war. That is the timing behind the release. That is the what they call it. That's the reason behind the timing of the releasing this video. However, I wonder what will they will benefit, especially the warmonger, from preaching the war at this stage. With that being said, let me, if you don't mind, let me briefly comment on what Brother Gabriel says, and then I will give other moderator a chance or move the line. Quickly, Brother Gabriel, you said that like the speech was incitement of the violence. That could not be further from the truth if you take it into the context of his speech, because his speech was about what they call eradicating the tribalism and coming together as one people. That the context he spoke. So he could not be speaking about coming together one people and eradicating tribalism. And he even give example how we could eradicate tribalism and how the elites of the ruling elites could conduct themselves in that video. So in one hand, we could not be talking about that one, and the other one could be inciting the violence. As I said before, this is my personal opinion. He misspoke. He should have chosen his word carefully, because high-profile person like him, official like him, is so important to choose the word carefully. The thing that I would like to add to, he should not be bothered with the fact that president keeps saying that he forgive Dr. Riak. Dr. Riak could go around too and respond to the president and say he forgive the president. So I don't think we, the South Sudanese people, should be bothered with that kind of message that president forgive Riak. Riak could go to and says I forgive my brother President Kir too, and in fact it would be a good gesture too. Finally, is what you when you said like Nuer. Yes, there is a distinction between Nuer and IO. Yes, the vast majority of IO supporter of the Riak might come from Nuer. Nonetheless, does not make Nuer interchangeable with IO. So nobody is saying that Nuer are bad or Nuer are this and that. The criticism of SPLM IO does not mean the criticism of the Nuer as a community. Because as I said it before, there's no one community that you could put in one basket, a political basket. Every community you will find they have different views. Even when Riek rebelled in 1991, not all Nuer went with him. In 2013, not all Nuer went with him. The same thing in 2016. So I don't think nobody here is saying that Nuer is a bad tribe. That's not what they call accurate presentation of what being said here. And if somebody were to say that Nuer is a bad tribe, I think that person is ignorant. We all victim of our leaders, and we, the whole South Sudanese tribe, are very good among themselves. It is only when what do you call it? Our politicians use a tribal card to gain a support from their tribe is when is the problem. But on the basis as a community, we South Sudan, we don't have a problem among ourselves. So this person could be called this and that. Yes, there is a problem like any other communities in different countries, but we do not have what you call grievances against each other. We want to live in peace, and I think nobody does not want a peace in South Sudan. We all want better South Sudan. So that's what I would like to say, and thank you. So, moderator, if you have something to add, you could go ahead, and then we could move the line.
It's Brother Gabriel. If you finish, so I want to add. So I didn't even listen to your speech because I was away from the telephone when you were speaking. I heard the last part of Comrade Abraham when he told you that he himself and even myself acknowledge Secretary General has used the wrong word. He should have phrased it differently. And I've said it, if I were him, I would have put it differently. And let me try to ask you this particular question. I will see how you're going to answer it. Let's say if Peter Lam Both said, if another try attack Nuer would go to war unilaterally without even asking questions of why we are going to war. If you come to Nuer and you say that this tribe have declared war against us and they attack us, they would just follow you and fight without mentioning Dr. Rick's name. If that would have been still a problem or not? Brother Gabriel, if you answer that part before I go ahead.
Thank you, brother. Again, I would like to repeat. I'm not speaking here representing IO or anybody else. I don't. I'm not a member of IO. I'm not a member of the government. I speak as an individual, independent person. But I have come here or other rooms because I heard the word Nuer. Nuer is an issue here. Nuer is an issue here. We have seen it as Nuer intellectual that there is an incitement in the statement of Lam Both. If Lam has insulted Riek Machar as an individual, that is politics. That is politics. That does not concern us. But when he said that if you want to rebel today, if you have rebelled, many people can go and can follow you when you have said something against Denka. That is the issue here. About the video, when it was released or where and what, no, that I don't have the video. But there are others who have it. Even there are people who said Lam said this word twice. He spoke on the 26th and he spoke recently.
Okay. Yeah, I got you, Brother Gabriel. You didn't
Yeah.
answer. Let me finish it. And I reckon I think you're from Yagais, and let me just finish this. I think you're a very respectful person. I have never heard you saying something that, and for that, even though I didn't listen to your complete of the speech. To me, I'm Nuer, as you know, and Peter Lam Both is a true Nuer. He's not like Riek Machar. His father from Nuer and his mother from Nuer. There is no way that he can turn against his tribe. This is the politics that is working here. But Mr. Secretary might have, used wrong words. As I said earlier, if I were him, I would have, praised it. It is the culture of Nilotic. When another tribe attacks you, you go to war without asking questions. That very simple. Had he put it that way, it would have been very simple. As Comrade Abraham said earlier, when you look at who create or incite the violence, those who went and opened the room takes, the small portion of the talks and turn and saying that this thing took place in Warap while Peter Lam was speaking in receptionist in Juba, organized by the members of Olang County. And that's where he invited his colleagues. It was his county that celebrated. Their son was appointed as in a high position. They organized that celebration. And then Lam invited his colleagues, and that's where he made that statement. People twisted, didn't want to put it, and it is the members of parliament. That is forgery. Trying to incite violence, trying to think that this particular young man, educated young man, original Nuer, be framed like he's again Nuer. to me, it is BS, and nobody will accept it. Riek Machar, we have a lot of record of things that he has said publicly, declaring that he's fighting Dinka. In prophecies of Prophet Munding, yes, Munding has said that there will be war under Kir. He did not say that Dinka and Nuer are different tribes. He called them, God called them. But there are some people that are misinterpreting Munding prophecies and turning it, saying that he will be president. And let me say that today, because there are people that are listening. There's one part of Munding prophecies that Riek took. There is a word, Brother Gabriel will understand, and those of you who understand Nuer, because Munding convey message like song. It say, Locha Lilba Fendiela Hidiela Bra. I speak Nuer as my first language. Believe me, I don't even know what that means. And even Brother Gabriel, I don't even know. It's my generation that we know that. I have to go and ask the elder, what does this mean? Because Loch is the one that used, to keep cow, during the evening time. Chalel, and I don't even know what that Chalel means. People are interpreting in it that the original Nuer will not be a leader, that the Nuer that will become a leader will be somebody that is not from original Nuer, who is not a descendant of Gad. Those are called original Nuer, like Bull, like Low, those are original Nuer. So he's saying because his father is not from Nuer, that prophecy is pointing toward him. This is ridiculous. How many Nuer that are not original Nuer? You see, and even the rest of the Nuer whom their descendant is not adding to Gad also would claim that. This is where the misinterpretation is blind fooling an educated Nuer saying that. But the good thing, people know who he is. I can't wait until election comes. I will be going from the place to place in campaign and lay out all the comments that he has made. And we keep all the record, including the letter he has written. You see, he's the one that's mobilizing people on social media to come up and trying to twist it because he thinks that word will hurt him from the region of Bargadal. Nobody at this time, and let me assure to all of you Southern Sudanese, Riek can resign, Riek can be removed, but nobody will fight again on behalf of Riek Machar. Because Riek Machar had been abandoned, he abandoned Nuer, and Nuer also abandoned him by allocating the position to his family. And sorry for taking that long. Let me give chance to the next person, Brother Garwich, if nobody from moderator will want that. I didn't hear your complete speech, Brother Gabriel, to respond. To me, Peter Lam Both is not saying anything against Nuer, but he could have used a different word. But those who actually create a problem are the ones that twist, trying to put blaming on the president and also the region of Bargadel that are cooking something. You see, that is to me is a forgery. That MP who posed that on his social media could be removed and impeached by the members of parliament. That is the right thing of doing because it's not a normal human being doing it. It's the members of parliament forgerizing and trying to incite violence. And this thing needs to stop. All right, Brother Garwich, you have 3 minutes. Let it make it short. We have more people that are coming to speak.
No,
I
I call
give
his
you only
next
3
brother.
minutes.
Brother Good Leader, I call his next. It was skipped.
Oh, who is next?
A call was supposed to speak
Yeah,
before Gabriel.
it is me. And then Gabriel said, yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
go ahead.
brother.
Well,
Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
okay. Yeah, actually, Jama, one interesting topic is like this. It is very important that one has not to take long time. So 3 minutes or 5 is okay because I touched this topic yesterday. And I was kind of what I want to, thank you, moderators. Especially, I give credit to South Sudan Eagle Media for bringing the full speech of Peter Lam Both. Yesterday, there were so many rooms, and I happened to join one of the room, and I said, what Peter Both Lam said is not new, and it should not even be surprising. What I did say, though, was that the occasion itself is very wrong because, like Madid has said it now, it has been posted here to be shoot. The video was taken in Kwajuk, Warab, where the president went for 100 years anniversary of Catholic Foundation in Kwajuk. So then that where we say Peter Lam Both could have, used that occasion to say other things rather than be kind of political. But Peter also had been in Barca numerous times when they go for SPLM rally. That could have been the time he would have said that. But thank enough that majority of you, and as Brother Walmar Anyar has stated, majority of us are a dark-com generation. And sometimes whether you want to do whatever to twist it and make people to believe what you say is true, there can be other people also have to dig into it. And I give you credit, Brother Madid, with your media, because as to have to be a person always participating in the media, you don't jump into something that just pop up. You have to find the source and when. And timeline is very important because when was this video shoot maybe taken and where and when? You see, these are, if people who are, who have studied journalism, that's what you have to know and the source. You can't just say, I hear it and all that. You need to know the source and when was that taken and in what place. So thank you, guys. Yesterday, I just condemned the occasion in which